Hey, welcome to the Bob and Tam show today. I want to give them a start over there.
I just heard all the noise back here.
Squeaky chair.
Yeah,
We need to lube up the chair. Nobody's on yet. So, hey, we're just going to give you an update since I was going to have a video done today, but we didn't get that far. I've been working in the shop all day. We're trying to get the boat done. It's got to go Thursday to the boat shop. It's leaking some oil out of the back of the outdrive, so I'm going to get that fixed before we sell it. I don't want to sell a piece of junk. I want to sell something that, hopefully
somebody can use.
use it for a while like we did. So we're getting all the upholstery done, and one of them's not fitting right. So we're doing some modifications on that. So we've been working on that all day, doing some more trim work in here, getting that all fixed up to get rid of the rest of the wood that we have here. Because Thursday we got to take the boat up to the boat shop. After I get that up there, we'll have a whole bay open. So we're going to get the ATVs, get them outside, high pressure washer them, get them up on the rack, get them running. There'll be one less thing I can get rid of. One more thing I can get rid of. Less thing. So got a couple people on. Hey, 15 people are on. Hey.
Wow.
So hey, we came on because I was going to have a video tonight, but we didn't get around to getting it done. So we decided, what the heck? Let's just do a quick live. Hey, look behind us. We're working on getting some lights. Slim Jim's on.
Hey, Slim Jim, how are you?
And so we just wanted to kind of give you a heads up of what's going on. Got a couple things in the works. We've talked about this before, last year really, about doing a ride on the California coast. Well, I've got all these CD-ROMs that I probably had 100 of them, of pictures that I've been taking. I used to take pictures before I ever really got into doing YouTube. I was a big photo person, and I've been taking pictures probably since we moved to California, early 2000s. And so I've been doing all that. And so I'm downloading all those all those CD. It took me forever to find a CD-ROM that actually would work with the computer. First one didn't. Second one now is working. So as I was working, I said, holy crap, look what I found. I found all of our pictures from our ride of the coast of California back in
2010.
So we're going to talk about that. We're putting all those pictures to some music. Plus, we're going to sit down and talk. We're going to try to get Art out here if possible. I don't know if that'll happen or not. He went along that year with us. And we're going to talk a little bit about that ride and show you what it is. I'm going to try to put one more thing. I'm going to move the big screen behind us and see. We have a projector from back when we did DJ and a 100-inch screen. I don't know if you can see that, or if it would be better just to use the green screen and put the video behind it. That'd probably be easier to do. And
that screen is a pain.
And we'll talk about it and explain that ride, because we're thinking about doing it in the next year or two with some of you that would like to go along. We're thinking next year, we don't know yet, that maybe we won't do the spring rallies in 2025 like we're doing this year. Maybe we'll do some rides like that and take people out that might want to set up and say, hey, I'd like to ride the coast after I seen those pictures. I couldn't believe what you guys seen and did and all that. So it'd be really great. So we'll see how it all goes. Then we did it, which you'll see us kind of bundled up. We went up in May. It was pretty good weather until we hit San Francisco. Then it got kind of cold the rest of the way up. So you can try and get your phone up if you want to see who you see everybody.
See yep.
And
Badger.
you can actually,
guys. Oh yeah, I guess I'm not putting them on. So Julie, happy birthday to Uncle Jerry. Today's his birthday.
Yep.
Yesterday was my mom's birthday.
Yep, that's our uncle and her mom. Both been passed away. That's the sad thing about it. And you all should be thinking about this. As you get older and older, even younger and younger, life is short. Take advantage of everything you can do and do all the things you want to do. That's one of the reasons we do what we do, because, like I said, we've had so many. Most of our relatives are gone. I got one aunt left.
I got an aunt and uncle.
Yeah, that's left, and that's it. We've got cousins.
All my cousins.
Yeah, got those. And she's lost some cousins though over the years too. So it's just short. I've lost my best friend. It's just people just don't last, and so we'll get off of that. But here's some things going on. So next weekend we're going to be in Las Vegas from Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. We come back Monday, come back home. We have a grandson, youngest grandson that's a soccer star. He'll probably be I don't know any soccer people. It'd be a big star someday. And
Haley, that's the only one I remember.
Yeah, and I thought he played tennis. I don't know.
Pele, that was when we were in high school.
And so we're going to go up there. And if anybody's in Vegas during that weekend, let us know. Maybe we could have lunch with your dinner. He's got a couple games each day. And so we probably would have some time to meet up with anybody if you're going to be in Vegas next weekend. So that's coming up this weekend. So then after
13th, 14th, and 15th.
So after that, we'll be back home for that week. And then that weekend, we'll be home. Mike's thinking about coming out here. We're going to make an offer to the Buffalo Chip. He's got something he wants to do with them. And we'll help him do it, but we're not staying there. We already know we're staying in Kathmandu. and he wants to blow that across them. And I thought, come out here. We'll do it on Monday morning. You can talk to him. We can do it over the phone or Zoom, whatever they want to do, and see if they want to do that. And if it does, we'll kind of let you guys know what that is. After that, on Tuesday, we head to Vegas again. What the heck are you people doing in Vegas? We are going to the Mecum auction. If you don't know anything about it, you should go no matter what. If you've got some time, vacation, fly into Vegas. It won't be too expensive because it's during the middle of the week. It's Tuesday to Friday, Tuesday to Saturday. I guess it's over Saturday.
23rd through the 27th.
Yeah, it's over on Saturday, but it's at the South Coast,
Why?
South Point. I don't know.
South Coast, I guess it is.
And it's a great thing. They got over 2,000 bikes that they're going to be auctioning off. But what's great about this is you can go and you can touch these things. You can sit on them. We're going to be doing some videos on that this year. We're going to go through and actually tell you what the bikes are that we're looking at. We're not going to see all 2,000 of them, but we'll look at some of these bikes and we'll talk about them. And we're going to start. I'm going to put a video up soon. They've got some pictures. They're supposed to send me some stuff, and they didn't send me anything I could really use to promote the Mecum auction. But if you want to go to something, this is probably, because I don't even think Barrett Jackson does 100% motorcycle rally or motorcycle auction. Here, this is going to be 100% motorcycles only. And she wants me to get a bid card. And they have a lot of signs. They got a clock. Hey, maybe we'll get a new living room clock. And
that would be nice.
She paid $200 just to bid, just to get the clock. And they had a couple of their new ones. They're not anything old. They don't have as much good stuff as they did before. But they got a juke. Do they have a jukebox? They have a soda machine, a couple other things we need to have out here in the shop if it's cheap. If it ain't cheap, I ain't buying nothing. And so we'll see how that all goes. We might pick up a bike or something if we see something. It'll have a Fat Boy low there.
Do they really?
No, I said maybe.
Oh.
Never know. They don't usually have too often newer bikes, but you never know. So we'll be going there. And so we actually have 2 tickets. If anybody's interested in going, they're not bidding tickets. You actually have to help us videotape. We actually had Adam Amsoil was going to come out. And with all the stuff that's going on with him and their trip and all that, they decided they didn't want to do it. So, which is fine. And so we have 2 extra tickets. We did have a condo, but we gave that up and we went back to a 1-bedroom place. So we don't have a place for anybody to stay. You have to find your own place. But if you're interested and you're close by, you'd like to come out and maybe see what we do in a video, well, put a camera in your hand and make it look like you're doing something with us so they can't say anything to you. But it's pretty neat. I think it's good, $30 or something if you just want to come in normally. Like I said, we got 2 passes that we'll have during the whole event. Any day anybody wants to let us know they want to come in, we can give you the pass, and you just got to say you're filming. No big. We pick them up ahead of time. And so that's what we're going to be doing then. And then what we're going to be doing next is sometime after the 1st of February. Where the heck are we going then?
Florida bound.
That's right. So as soon as we kind of figure out the weather, she's kind of getting the trailer. She worked on the trailer a little bit today and yesterday. And hopefully this week she'll get that all taken care of. And we'll get the tires all aired up. I'll check just the brakes, and we'll be ready to roll to Florida. What we're waiting for is the weather. Actually, heck, it's going to be, last 2 nights have been we've been freezing here. You're like, oh, wow, really cold. Well, we get down to like 32 degrees for like 10 minutes, and then it goes right back up. So this morning it was like 39 this morning. We do have the wind. I don't look like there's a fire over there, but I Googled it and didn't show nothing up. It's all on the other side of the river. It's real dark clouds and stuff.
I was going to show you something I saw, and I forgot what it was now.
So
if you saw that, I don't remember.
No, the whole other side of the river was usually it looks like when we have a fire out this way.
No, when we went to lunch, remember? I don't know if I
it was darker then.
Well, no, it just said it looked hazy.
Yeah, like it was a lot.
I didn't know if it was fog or.
When I went to get the screws to do that, it was black. And I looked, I couldn't look like it was over by the casinos.
No, I don't
when
know.
I Googled it, nothing came up.
We'll take you along. You just be in the camera on the other side.
So we got a lot of great things. We'll probably do a couple of lives throughout next weekend. We might do something from Las Vegas. We'll have to see what the grandson's doing. I don't know. I don't know if it's outside, inside. It's supposed to be over by Henderson. We don't really know any more than that. We got us a room to stay at for the 2 nights. We're just going Saturday night and Sunday night and come home on Monday. We still got a lot of things to do yet. We got to start working on the bathroom. She wants to get that done before we leave. At least get the vanity out, the new tile down, and the new vanity in. Get that done. That'll be enough. We can always finish the rest when we come back in about a year from now. And
6 months.
Yeah. So this will be a big year this year. We'll be on the road quite a bit, and then we got to check with Ocean City and also with Bikes, Booze, and Barbecue. We told them we give them a call because they also do a spring fling, which is in between Daytona and Panama City. We may be flying into that at Bikes, Booze. It's actually Bikes, Booze, Barbecue, but it's what's the town called? Where
Eureka
spring,
Springs.
yeah. Eureka Springs has what they call a spring fling, which is just their thing. I imagine Big Trail probably does something there.
Says stop by Cycle Showcase and show on your way to Florida. I don't know where Cycle Showcase is. Salty Badger said that.
I don't know. Let's Google it. Get your phone.
BDB. Got that black frame. So you, I know I don't really have any glasses in here. I need to buy some more. No, they wanted to know what color glasses I had on today, and I don't. If I had needed to wear some, I'd have to wear his.
So we just want
Julie's my cousin, if you don't know. They wanted to know my
younger John cousin.
calendar.
Maybe when we get, maybe we'll get to Texas on the way. Well, we can't even do it on the way home.
Did you know that Mindy Marie was in Dallas?
She watched the football game.
Yeah, they went to the Ohio State and Mizzou game.
I thought they
So-
said they called her and they said she was busy.
No, they called Lexi.
Sorry.
Yeah. So you probably weren't. Well, they were in Dallas. She's in Houston,
Yeah.
so they were in Dallas. So yeah, that's right.
Well, they might have wanted to drive over.
But anyway, somebody on Facebook user. I don't see a purple heart, so it's not Karen. I see a red heart.
So then we'll be heading to Daytona. We'll start talking about
Oh,
it.
that's what I saw.
Daytona.
No, Panama City at a hurricane. It looked like there's a whole lot of buildings left standing.
Anybody in Panama City?
One of my friends was there, and Mindy told me this morning.
But they had a lot of trouble down at through Tampa and stuff.
Oh, it's June. Hey, June.
When road therapy was on, and she was saying how she had a double dose of when she showed the map, it didn't look like it was going through that area.
Hey, Marie.
It won't be the first time, won't be the last. I had the heat on this morning again. Had all the heaters running.
Yeah.
Didn't take very long at all for it to warm up. I had to turn it off. I was getting high. I was working on the boat, so I was a little higher up.
Yeah.
So there you go, Emery HVAC. My question is, we've got the roof vents that I can open up. Would it be best to keep those open during the summer to help get the heat out? Or would it be better to keep them closed and air condition it that way? There's my question. I wanted to ask you, and I keep forgetting to ask you.
There you go.
You'd know before we leave. I closed them all day. Keep
Not
the
too
heat in.
late for 2024 calendar. Yeah, it's still January. Never done that. So gray bearded biker. We have the bearded one they're on too, and the gray beard biker.
There you go.
Greetings and
All getting
salutations.
gray.
It's me, June. I saw that, June. Cousins 2024 calendar. There you go. We could do one of those. Heavy rain.
They
high
want
wind,
Mindy
here
on the calendar. We have some fans when Mindy comes on.
Ryder X is in love with Mindy. I tried to call him. He called the other day, and I saw that he called, but I couldn't call him back, and I just thought, crap, I didn't call him back. So anyway, 50-50 shot. If humidity is low, leave them open, but you don't want the humidity to come in. Well, there's
No,
not
it's-
much humidity.
Yeah, there
yet.
should be no humidity. That's why I just thought pushing it out. So I'm gonna probably figure about 90. I'm hoping the first month, and we'll see what the bill is, and then I'll adjust it from there. And but yeah, it worked out pretty good. And like I said, I've usually heat twice now. This time we got the bathroom all finished. We got it all drywalled inside, and set it to 70. Went in there, and it was off. This one I kept the doors open to where it was still blowing it in the shop, and then we had the big one running. And probably if I know it's gonna be cold, I probably should just set it tonight around 50. And then because it was like 40 something we got in here this morning,
43, I thought.
inside. No, it was
Well, it was 43 outside.
yeah.
So.
So
No, it's 37 because that's what I don't know. Because you told me what the shop was, and I said, well, it's 37 outside.
this is road
We have
queen.
an address for fan mail. Not sending, just asking for a friend.
Yes, we do. It's out at in Sturgis. We have a mailing address in Sturgis. I think I got it not on this video. I'll have to go back and look. I think I've got it down there. Our PO box
Mhm.
that we have. It's not really a PO box. It's a street address. But you put it to Bob and Tam's, and we pick it up. Mainly, we don't get it till we get to Sturgis, unless it's something important, and then they'll mail it to us. It's our mailing address out there. But you should get a mailbox here. But the problem is, if you don't go, you leave it more than 3 months, they get all peed off here.
You can only hold your mail for 30 days, and that's it.
I know, but I'm just talking about if we got a
I know.
mailbox. But they get peed off because we're gone for 6 months, so we wouldn't be anything there.
Yeah.
So we have a regular mailbox here at the house, but same thing. We don't really have anything come to the house. All my bills we pay online for both places.
General delivery. Hey, Mike.
So the only time we get anything really is Amazon. I got some Amazon stuff coming. We got a new paper thing to put my paper towels in to dry our hands with. We're trying to get some lights and stuff back here. Try to figure out how to make it more ambient. See
I think if you would have
on my side,
from
it's
the
yellow.
ceiling.
But they're supposed to do it from the top. I don't know. That's supposed to be the new thing. Monkey did it the other day. He's been having it on. He's had something in his one corner. So we've been kind of talking about this for quite a while, trying to get something set up. But I want you to buy these neon sticks. Well, they're like $500 for 4 of them. It's like, no, we're about done spending money. And so we're getting ready to pay all the credit cards off, I think.
So Mike says, so you have a new whole building and you're never home.
We will be next year.
He keeps telling me that every year.
Well, we're talking about next year. This year we already made commitments. We already had Myrtle Beach down.
Well,
So
I'll
we had
let
to
you
do
know
that.
if somebody else wants to do it for next year.
Who's going to do it next
I'm
year?
not going to tell you if anybody offers.
Well, maybe we fly in. Who's calling you?
Some 800 number.
Hang up on him. Put him live. Make him look like an ass. She has this finance company keeps calling. And I said, call them. Next time they call, give them a different last name. Give them some stupid address. Just look in the phone book and give them an address to somebody. And give them all this information. And say,
yeah, I'm interested.
And then at the end say, oh, sorry, I'm filing bankruptcy tomorrow. Maybe they'll quit calling. They didn't call today.
Well, that probably was them. I finally I pushed a button the other day, said to talk to a person. So she gets on the phone, sounded like somebody from Pakistan, and I said, she says, "Oh, hello, how are you?" and everything. And I said, "I just want to let you know you call me 3 times a day. I would like you to take my name off your list." Click, click.
Hung up on her.
Didn't even ask my name, my phone
So that's
number.
why I said, better off just screw them with.
And I've blocked the numbers. And when I went to go block that number again, that number had already been blocked. So how it got through, I
think if you know you're blocking it, I think it's letting it go to the voicemail. That's what I think. Somebody called my phone a while ago when I was working. We got the Nick's light outside. I got another Ring doorbell camera on this side of the building by the door now. So we got one there.
Ron's put this one up.
Yep, and I got the other one up. So it worked out really well.
Got,
Not too much trouble. Other part was that those stupid little screws that stick out. I had a heck of a time getting them stupid things to start.
I think he did too. I was out there holding the ladder.
Need to be a little bit, a hair farther out.
Sticking out. Police came calling me, but I told them I already had donated by paying my speeding ticket.
You know.
Oh,
we found out a lot of that. The Police Belligerent Society. When we used to have a business, they used to call me on the phone all the time. Well, when I finally talked to some of the officers in town, they said, don't send money to them. They have nothing to do with any police department. They don't know who these people are. If you want to give something to your local police department, because hey, today is police day. I don't know Brooks, Richard Brooks, he's on the day. He was a police officer. And Stephen was a police officer. I got a lot of people watch our channel that are police officers. We want to salute you today because Tuesday here, if you go to Vegas tonight, the lights are all going to be blue for hats off for the police officers. So we support all of our police officers. And what do you want to say?
They told me to get that robo killer. I had that, and
they started charging.
No, it costs anyway. So but you can only
that
month. I'm not. So you can only. It has to be a full year, and after that, then when you were trying to get a call, like let's say I call somebody, I'm gonna slap you when they.
The main thing was just when calls you were wanting
wouldn't come through.
Yeah. So that's why
I was trying to say, but he kept.
We can't talk when I'm.
So anyway, that's why I had it for a couple years and got rid of it. And you have to get rid of it on the day it renews, or you can't cancel it before. And if it's already a day after, they won't let you cancel it. But yeah, a lot of calls. Like I'd call somebody and I would think they'd call back on the line I called on. They call a different line and I'd miss the call, and it was very aggravating. Always sounds fun to say sales calls and then hang up on them trying to confuse them.
Well, we used to do that when I used to have my first gas station. Our phone number shows you how long ago this was. One number away from Kmart. So me and my buddy, he came up and helped me with the gas station. So on days that we were slow, these people would call and they'd say, first time they call, they'd say, "Oh, we want to talk to somebody in the TV department." It was like, "Sorry, you called the wrong number. You're one number off." Then they call back, and we're like, "Okay, if you're stupid enough to call back, we're gonna screw with you now." "Yes, can I help you, Kmart?" And they go, "Somebody in TV," and we're like, "Hold on, please." He'll hand me the phone. "Television department, can I help you?" "Yeah, I'm looking at it back then. I'm looking at a 13-inch TV color. Right now we've got a blue light special. It is $9.99. It's regular $39.95. Come on down. You got 8 more minutes left. See ya." I don't know how many people come running into Kmart. We did that to everything they called on. We tell them it was on a blue light special. Stupid people. We gave them the first time we tell them. The next thing was those stupid. We used to have these girls used to call up all the time, trying to sell you distributor caps and stuff for GM cars back when they were all the same. And once again, showing how long this was. And they'd call in, and the first thing they'd always say is, "Oh, how's everything going?" And you go, "Oh, pretty good." They get you going. Well, my buddy answered the phone, and you could tell when the girls call, you know who they are. And he's like, "Oh man, you can't believe them. Oh, I'm just having an awful day." And they're like, "What happened?" He says, "Oh my, I got up this morning, my dog was dead." "Oh, I'm so sorry." That ain't even the half of it. And he's like, "What?" "Wife's gone. I don't know where the hell she went." Then I get out to my car, and they got 4 flat tires. And he just kept going on. He had this girl on the phone for 45 minutes. And then he goes, "I gotta go," when he hung up. She called back a few minutes later saying, "Can we talk about some?" "No, we're busy." She wasn't very happy. Yeah, we back in the day.
Next answer the phone once they're saying the job is done and blood is everywhere.
I've heard that one before. Yeah.
I'm an old millennial. What's a blue light special? You're not going there.
Back in Kmart, they had, I don't know, was it 15 minutes, 5 minutes? I don't remember what it was, but like, Kmart used to go around. They had this little thing on rollers. It was a little square box with a blue light on it. And Kmart was known for the blue light special. That's what they did. Is you were in there probably every hour or every couple hours, they would have something blue light special, a discount, until that item was gone. And so, yeah, my mom, we used to have Kmart right up the street from us. You're gonna man somebody?
No.
And so it was just up the street from our house where we lived. So that was the main thing. She used to love Kmart.
Yeah.
And we had a Kmart. We lived in California.
Gary?
And she don't like Tarjay.
Oh, blueberry and peach pie. We're gonna be staying with them on our way down. And they're gonna feed us good. I'm gonna get to Florida 30 pounds heavier. Yes, it was fun. My mom would go crazy. I know. Blue light used to be confused with the red light district in different sales. I don't know. But yeah, that was a big deal back then because you'd walk in and you'd see the blue light and you had to run over there
to see what the heck it was. They only announced when it first started, so you didn't know what it was till you got over there. And they'd have the little machine that they'd stick it on your whatever item was to get you that special price. But yeah,
it was only for like 15 minutes. They did it like, I don't know, every hour, every other hour, something like that.
Busier on the weekends, not as much during the week. But yeah, back in the day, back before that, it was Kresge's. Yeah, we are. We had down on Main Street. We had a Kresge's with a soda thing stand in it. You could eat breakfast and stuff. Shopland had that too.
Yeah, a soda fountain.
Shopland was a grocery store. Yeah, we had a Grant's. That's getting way old. That's where the turtle. If you guys have been watching us for a while, a couple years ago, my brother's turtle was on there. Got it at W.G. Grant's store back in 1964. It's one of those spotted water turtles. You get about this big. He's about this big now. He's on a video if you go back and look for him.
Yeah.
And he's still alive. And so that's going to make him, I guess he's 5 years younger than me. So he's like 58 years old, I guess.
Yeah.
He's an old sucker. Hibernates every year.
Yeah. I've seen blue light specials at Kmart. It's not hockey season. She had stamps too.
Yep, we had green stamps. My mom liked the True Value. Was it True Value stamps?
Yeah, there's True Value and Eagles. The
Eagle ones got your money. Eagles got
National
your money.
Food stores had the Eagle stamps.
My mom liked the other ones that
True Value.
You could take them in and you traded them in and got
went
stuff.
To a store.
Yeah, we had a little store next to the Grand store.
Yeah.
And you could go and trade stuff in. Mom used to get
National Grocery Store. That's who had it. Polly C says, "Hey there, Bob and Tam. It's been a while. Hope y'all are enjoying the holidays."
Yep, holidays are gone. We're back at getting ready for spring out here in the desert.
Hey, Dave.
Kind of colder. We were gonna put the charger on the bike. I haven't got to finish cleaning up yet. You guys watched the video the other day. We got Ray's bike came in and put some exhaust and stuff on it. Kind of supervised him more. I did one side. Of course, I did the easy side. Put my shields on. And he had never really worked on a bike before, so he kind of wanted to do it himself to kind of have the experience of doing it and stuff. But I'm okay with that. And he got the fight. He had a little trouble with that front header bolt in the front. It was really hard to get to on his bike. Probably if we might, I don't think even jacking it up would have made any difference. Got the wheel off the ground. Would have helped with that clamp in the back, but no.
Wants to know, the Bearded Wonder wants to know if we, wonder if that's the Bearded Wonder that's in Vegas now. He says, if we ever been to Devil's Gulch in South Dakota where Jesse James jumped his horses when he was running from the sheriffs. Never been to Devil's Gulch.
No.
I don't think. There's a Devil's Bathtub. S&H green stamps. And got a new toaster. Yeah, 5,000 stamps. Yep.
Well, we used to have a
Dave's
grocery
great
store.
trailer.
You come in every week and they gave you like a plate or a bowl, and you could get your whole knives. I don't know what store had that. If it was Shopland, they had that. They had a thing every Friday. You could come up there and or Saturday
It's
night
probably
they gave away money, and they'd always have a kid pull it, and if the kid would pull the name, you got something too, like a model or something. I went up there a couple times, got some junk.
Yeah, I saw that snow you got. Our daughter got it too in Kansas.
Oh yeah, I seen his video he put up, his 52-day counting. I said, I bet you're really ready for that snow out there.
Oh, is he going to Daytona?
Yeah, he said 52 days to Daytona. He was starting his countdown.
Vegas. Well, there's a guy, if you ever watch the Pawn Stars, the guy that works at the Clark County Museum,
Oh yeah,
they call
Beard of
him the
Knowledge.
beard. Oh yeah,
Beard of
not the
Knowledge.
bearded wonder. I guess
Yeah,
it
it's
is
Beard of Knowledge. He's been on our channel too.
Yeah, he has. The whole house was full of stuff. All the stuff that you got from the stamps and everything. How's your weather? 3 inches of snow and 20 degrees on the tundra.
Oh,
It's about in the 40s.
I don't know. I have to go get my phone. My phone's playing music.
Well, here, it's my.
I don't need to play music.
No, it's I would say 50, maybe 55 degrees, and feels like 55 degrees, partly cloudy. So it's a little chilly, and it's really windy. Does it say what the wind is? It doesn't say what the wind. Sometimes it'll have what the wind, the gusts are. There's Delbert. How you doing? Devil's Gulch is in Colorado. All righty.
Oh, we might have that. Is that where? No, that's not Colorado. Go see Evil Knievel jump.
Oh.
So where he jumped the Snake River.
That was around in there somewhere.
Was that in Colorado?
I don't know. The Snake River.
Yeah, let's see.
We did go to where Evil Knievel jumped.
I just said that.
The Snake River.
Where did Evil Knievel jump the Snake River at? Somebody will probably tell us before I do.
Yeah. I bought a quart of castor oil 2-stroke for 75 cents at Kmart and put it in my Yamaha YZ80 engine. It seized on that.
Twin Falls. It was by Twin Falls in Fall City.
Oh, in Iowa. It was in
Idaho.
Idaho.
You're in Idaho.
Yep.
Isn't there? They say, which is too far away. Now this year we're thinking about what's that road?
It's 10.
It's in Wyoming. You want to ride on?
Beartooth Pass.
We're thinking about doing that before the Sturgis Rally, but I don't know how early we're going to be doing it. Depends on weather. Go over and spend a day over, spend all night, probably 2 days there, come back one day, be gone 3 days. And I guess stay 2 nights, I guess.
South Dakota. Oh, they said South Dakota. No, somebody else said this in South Dakota.
What's the name of it? What are you looking for?
Devil's Gulch.
Where's Devil's Gulch?
There's Fender Kitten. How you doing, Sean?
I haven't seen them in a while.
No. And I found your bug slide shirts. I just got to mail them to you.
Oh, Devil's Gulch. The one here is in California. Is there one? Is this which?
I don't know. Somebody said there's one in Colorado, and then somebody else said it's in. Oh, that's Sioux Falls.
Geez, there's 1, 2, 3. There's like 20 of them in California. Devil's Gulch in Colorado. Here, we'll just ask that. Where's the Devil's Gulch that Jesse James jumped his horses? There it is, in Garriston, South Dakota.
That's what somebody said.
And where the heck is Garriston? Where is Garriston, South Dakota?
Right there.
It's by Zion Cemetery. Well, I don't need to see all that crap. They got Armada Inn and Mickey D's. Damn, it's cold there now. I want to see a map.
There's more than one. Sounds like there's a few. Yes. There's a bunch in California.
It's out in the middle of nowhere. It's Sioux Falls. It's north of probably the 90. It's before you get to Sioux Falls. It's right there.
After you get to Sioux Falls.
Sioux Falls is here.
I know. Well, it depends.
If we're coming from going to Sturgis,
we'll
be after it.
That's a long drive. South Dakota is very wide.
Yep, it's all the way on the other side of the state.
Trailhead.
That's right. You want some free camping? You can camp free and camp fine.
There you go.
In South Dakota.
That's where Mrs. Road Queen and I live, 30 miles away from Sioux Falls. There you go. How about that?
Who lives there?
The Bearded Wonder, and Mrs. Road Queen.
Oh, cool. I bet you it's cold there now.
That's what he said. I think he said it was 7.
Because everybody always says that. Why don't you guys live in Sturgis? I said, as soon as the snow goes away and it quits freezing there, we'll be there.
I don't like it cold. My daughter's, or my son-in-law's mom, she loves it. She says, "Don't you just love this cold weather?" And I'm like, I like it warm. Don't
Well,
like the humidity.
What you want to do
but
is
I like
call her tomorrow morning and say, hey, let's go out and do a little hike tomorrow morning when it's 39 degrees.
it.
Let's see
Well,
what she says.
she's got a jacket she wants to give me, and she was supposed to come over today and give it to me. She said, "It's a little cold today, maybe tomorrow."
55 today. It was pretty nice except for the wind.
Yes, it's windy. I would ride to Wolf Creek Pass and then the narrow garage stream train from Durango to Silverton. That's a nice ride. We were through Colorado one time too. I guess that's when we came back from Sturgis. We stayed in Colorado for, I don't know, 4 or 5 days.
Signed up for a year on Patreon.
Who?
Richard M. Cole.
There you go.
Signed up for a whole year. Thank you, Richard.
Wow.
I don't know if he's on here or not. He just sent me a thing saying he spent $90. Sign up.
There you go.
Thank you. Don't have a whole lot going on Patreon right now because the rallies haven't gone. We put a slime wrestling video up the other day. I threw that up there. A lot of people like to just go back and look at the other stuff, watch it over and over and over. That's okay too. And so all that money kind of helps because right now the YouTube's not doing very well. We've can't believe I thought more people would be interested. Did really good on my short the other day about the Bob and Tam dealership opening up. Probably should do more videos about that, talking about the dealership. Maybe more people would click on. So that's probably the busiest short I've had in a long time. I don't do a lot of shorts. Don't really know how they all work. I know how to turn them on here, but I don't know how to make those fancy ones people make. I don't get that.
Palmoto's supposed to show us
Maybe we'll see it in Daytona. We'll figure it out.
because he says, "Oh yeah," he says, "You just get a regular video and then I think they do it like through AI. You just tell them you want to do a short and it'll make you like 5 shorts and you can put one or all of them up."
Because we have some things that I wanted to do before that we haven't. I don't know. He figured it out.
Oh, Art's on. He must not be working.
There are.
4 o'clock.
You should see not this weekend, the 20th weekend. You ought to come out. And because what I'm doing is I found all the pictures from when we went up the coast, and we're thinking about doing a video and talking about that. Because we'd like to maybe do it next year, or the year after, do it again, take some people up. If you want to go, you can go too. So I don't know if you're busy then that Saturday. If you want to come out Saturday and Sunday or whatever, let me know. Everyone come to Vegas this weekend. If you're off for Martin Luther King Day, we're going to Vegas.
Hudson's
Hudson's got a football game.
soccer.
We're just there Saturday
Football.
and Sunday, come home Monday. But yeah, you can come out this way sometime. We're gonna be in Vegas for the Mecum auction. If you want to take off some time and see an auction, I got 2 tickets. I had a place for you to stay, but we gave that up. We went to a 1-bedroom. I don't need a place for you to stay.
You might stay on the couch.
Do you visit our couch there?
Usually.
Art snores sometimes. Sounds like a
And you
chainsaw.
don't.
Whatever.
He dreams he's a motorcycle.
She say that.
Hit the like button.
So that's kind of what we're doing, is just giving everybody a quick update on what's kind of going on here the next couple of weeks. I didn't have a video to come out tonight, so I just wanted to kind of throw something up. I didn't even monetize this yet, so I ain't making any money on this either, but that's fine. Just come on and kind of give you guys a quick update. We probably need to start getting some videos out again, so YouTube might start pushing them and people will see them. So we already did the first job in the shop. The lift's working good, no complaints. We're thinking we're going to do some modifying. I bought some rubber mats to put on the sides because they're a little slick. We're going to see about that. I bought the mat. I haven't done anything with them yet. So
He's got to figure out how he wants to glue it down.
if I want to glue them, or I don't know, I'm going to lay them on there and see if they'll stay first, but I don't think they will. I wanted the mats down, so I didn't want to put any of that like that scuff stuff because if it gets oil or something on that, that'd be hard to clean. This is rubber. You can hose them off.
So I said, sure thing. I'll look into maybe riding out to Arizona.
There you go.
The big snowstorm missed central Minnesota.
Minnesota.
27 degrees and cloudy here. I think it's cloudy all over the United
Well, we had
States.
sun was out today here.
I guess.
It was out all day.
Mrs. Road Queen immediately went to your Patreon. What Tam's photos are being shared.
Some of them.
Yeah. You need to print the ones from down in Mexico.
I got a lot of stuff. I just don't know if the $3 people
Oh,
want to see a lot of stuff. I've got a lot of pictures from other events that I've been to, taking pictures. So I didn't know. I don't know.
you still have that calendar I made you when you
I don't
sold
know.
Nick tools? I did one calendar.
It's back when they had glamour shots. She did a glamour shot. Anybody knows what glamour
Right,
shots
sleep
are?
in the shop. There you go. We actually have a futon now, so you can sleep on the futon. Julie, you can come out and visit.
Well, yeah, we got 2 bedrooms in the house. Too.
Yeah, we do.
Why would
can
you?
stay.
Why would you make her sleep in the garage?
That's what she said. Me too. Make a pallet on the floor, and I'll sleep in the shop.
We've got
We got a bunch of people that'll keep threatening to come out
we
here.
got a trailer with full hookups on the side. We can
Yeah.
drag it outside. And so yeah, so
It'll be.
we could have.
Raining cats and dogs and thunder and lightning on the highway.
As long as it ain't snowing. The other day they had snow between the desert there. No, it was on this side.
Oh,
It was
was it?
after between us and where the lightning storm was at. Their hard hit. It was all snowbound. They closed it down for a while. I think it was last Thursday.
Deadwood, we can do some Western photos.
There you go.
Like I'll bring my boots.
There you go. And we used to did Western shoot one time with her out in Paramount lot. It burned down and they were supposed to rebuild it. So we haven't been out there since they rebuilt it.
Can you loan me some cash? No, wait, cash to loan.
Probably got about $30 in my wallet.
Poor. You see this building we're sitting in?
Well, that's what I'm thinking about doing is taking it and borrowing on it to pay all of our credit cards off. I found the guy down the street that he got his whole front driveway done. He's got a big building like this too for $13,000. I really need to do it. You've seen the tracks out there from Ray, slid in there
Oh,
when he
did he?
came back. Just really soft rocks out here. Some places it's packed down real good, some places it's not. And then I want to get a storage trailer. I want to get a what do they call them things?
A storage container.
Yeah, container, 40-footer. And so I'm thinking about paying all my credit cards off. Then that way we would start fresh again and not charge no more. Because the building's pretty much done. There really isn't anything I really need to buy yet. I think we've got everything we still need other than just little miscellaneous things, less than $100, and that we'd be fine. And then we'll see about getting the motorcycles. We're going to try to really push dealerships to work with us on motorcycles to give us. So we'll see what happens with that as we go out this year for our veteran builds and stuff. So hopefully something will happen. We kind of talked to Black Hills Harley the other day about theirs. Red Rock out here in Arizona or in Nevada, they said they would work with us, but I don't know when they say work with us. Like we had one time wanted me to go talk to their sales manager. I'm not talking to your sales manager. I don't want to buy a bike. Black Hills Harley.
Yes.
And so
Hey.
We'll-
Aside for now, John.
So we'll find out once we get on the road and see
How
what we
much are
got.
40-foot containers?
About $4,000.
I thought there were 6.
So we get a super chat.
Oh, Jeff did. Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you. Appreciate that. It all adds up, believe me. The other day we did that live. We was on for like 20 hours with Amazon Adam, and we got like $70. I was thinking I made that much money on it, but I think it's the money people donated to us was $70. So we do appreciate that. That all helps out on the funds, and because we're not going to complain about money anymore. And it is what it is.
Yeah.
And so we're going to do some financing here. I think I'm going to borrow enough, probably just for what the lot was, and then that way it'd be a small payment. Unless I decide to pay the truck off. I don't know. I don't know what they'll give me interest on I don't know what interest is right now. Property. We're going to finish the bathroom. We got it all drywalled. We got to get it mudded. We wanted somebody. She called a guy the other day. A guy referred us, and he was all excited.
Yeah.
Then she called him today, and he won't call back. So unless he's tied up someplace, maybe his phone isn't working. So we'll see. You try to call him tonight. If he doesn't call it, he doesn't answer tonight. Then he's.
Because I called and he answered on the first ring, and I told him who I was, and we were interested in what we needed done, and he's like, "Oh yeah," he says, "Well, right now," he says, "I'm in the middle of my yard." He says, "I want to get this yard work done." He said, "Is there any way I can come by tomorrow?" And I said, "Sure." And he says, "Okay." He says, "Text me your name and your address."
I don't think it would take somebody more than a day to do it. I'd pay somebody $200 or $300. It'd be worth it if it's done right for them just to mud it. I'm just not very good at it, and
Jeez.
the trash man's out there. So
Hey, Gary. I'll be there soon. It's a lot more
where's the
than.
other phone? Oh, is it still out there on the ladder?
No,
Oh.
1, 2, 3.
No, that's not it.
That's your phone.
No, this is my editing phone.
Oh,
It's still out there.
I guess. Outside, it's starting to get dark. I was trying to find a picture of Julie, but I don't seem to be finding it. I'll show you what Julie looks like. That's not what I want either. I want that and my photos. Because Julie's not on Facebook. Photos. Oh my gosh, what year was it that we came down there, Julie? 20, was it 2020? Was that the year all the craziness started? I saw it. It pops up every now and then. Oh, there it is. There's Julie. There's my cousin Julie that's on. Me and Julie. She's, I guess, 12 years younger than me, 12 or 13. So, oh Lord. See, it wasn't bad. It was a good picture. Maybe it was 2019. I think it was. Yeah, it's getting dark.
That's not bad on there. Let's see if my camera's working. I put another Ring camera out by the door.
Don't go wild, gents. Yep. Cute. She lives down in Elston.
Who?
Not too far. Julie.
Yeah.
I found a picture of her.
Let's see, what am I looking for? Alarms. Alarms, Ring.
Yeah, turn it sideways. Has it got both of them on there?
Supposed to be.
Anyway.
All right, I'm done. Let's give it for now.
Here's the front. There's the
Oh,
side.
look. Both cameras are working. My truck. Baby truck.
Yeah, that's the
Looks
Ring
funny
truck.
looking.
It does. Looks like it's got no front end. It's
It's a snub nose truck.
it does. That's what it looks like.
It's because it's so close to the camera.
Progressive instant replay.
So we got all that. So that way, if we're going, I really like when I have cameras. 'Cause people always say that. Aren't you worried about your house? First of all, we got alarms on both of them. So they're good. They go directly to the police department. So we don't really worry about that. So that's the first thing. Second thing is I've got cameras outside, just like here. We got cameras here. At the house, you can't see the cameras because they're all shooting out the windows, except for the Ring doorbell. So I can see inside the house. I can see, just like here, we can pull up cameras here, and we've got cameras all over the garage. So if the alarm went off, they call me first when the alarm goes off. Oops. There's not one in here where we're sitting. So that's the trailer. Oops, can't see. There's a light. So that's the trailer. That one's looking over that way.
And there's no lights in here yet. So out there. There's
They're all
lights in the
infrared.
studio. But I mean it's the
This
skyline.
is looking next to us here. That's where the golf cart and stuff's sitting at. I know they're not very good pictures for you to see. This one is looking straight out here. That's where the lift is at, and that's where the big truck's sitting at. So that's looking that way. So I can see them as clear as bell
Here's
at night.
Mohawk Mike. We never
There you
did catch up with you yet.
And there's the boat working on. That's the middle bay. So we can pretty much see everything in the shop. I got one shooting long ways from the front door. I can see. But the only place you could be is if you were standing in front of the trailer or behind the truck. I couldn't see you. Still think I got an extra camera. Or did I put that one up? I don't know. I think I put them all up. I got
Is
two.
this a bank?
No. But
Thank you.
I just want to, I like to know what's going on. I always feel better. I'm not so much at home like I used to be. At home, I used to look all the time. Every day, I check all my cameras 2 or 3 times a day. But now I don't really. Some days I go a week, we don't even look at them. Unless something
Mr.
comes up.
Security.
Unless something comes up and says, well, yeah, I don't even have the ones that Art helped me hook up. That I don't know what happened to that hard drive. It quit working for some reason. And he got it working. I had trouble. I couldn't get it working. So the ones I have now all work off your app. So there's no hard drive anymore. So and then I've got these two here are the outside. So we've got 3 alarm systems. We have one, which is front point. That's who calls the cops. Second one is I got the Ring one. Now that's not set up with Ring. That just notifies me. So on my phone, if I walk in front of the camera right now, it goes ding, ding, ding on my phone and shows somebody's in front of your house. And so the Ring doorbell's the same way at home. It'll tell me if somebody walks up to the door. It doesn't notify me when cars drive down the street. And then the cameras outside, I have the one that shoots across. Well, I'm not going to say that. Some of the cameras I have recordings on. Some of them I don't. I won't tell you which ones we do and we don't. And we have cameras at the back of the house. The only thing I don't have a camera is the back of the building here. But it's all fenced in. I got pretty good neighbors. Neighbor across the street's got a gun. Guy across the over there's got a gun. This guy here, I've mentioned, he probably has a gun too.
Pastor Pete probably has a gun.
Yeah, Pastor Pete, I know he's got guns. So I don't really worry too much.
We got good neighbors.
Because they also, then when I put the fence up, they're like, what are you putting the fence up for? I said, to keep the honest people out. He says, you won't have any trouble. I said, I just we have a rock road. This last weekend, 2 weekends ago, kids were out here doing donuts and stuff, and
They must have got ATVs for Christmas.
I don't want to see them out in the middle of my parking lot because it's nice and flat. Them out here doing donuts, but so that's kind of why I put the fence up. But I didn't know, like Ray across the street, he's working on that boat now because I was going to tell him, if you don't want to get out of your driveway, you can put it down here on the lot. I'm not liable for it, but at least get it out of your driveway.
Yeah.
And
he wants it inside because he's lost more awnings and covers and all kinds of stuff on his boat.
Well, he's paying now $200 a month to put his junk in the storage unit. I just don't have any room here.
It's costs more clutter and.
So that's why we plan on getting rid of the boat. So anybody's looking for a great pontoon boat, we have a 2004 Crest 24-foot with a 3-foot deck on the back. It's all we changed the upholstery. We did all the top upholstery. They kind of got beat up from the sun being outside. The bottoms were still real good. Carpeting, the floor is real good. I got a 350 V8 engine in it, 5.7. Got a new outdrive motor on it. We put a new outdrive on it 3 years ago. Got a little oil leak in it. It's going down Thursday to get that fixed. We bought it last year and I never put it on. We've got a depth finder. So that way, here we are in the river. Make sure you don't hit rocks and stuff with the problem.
We did have a depth finder on it, but it broke. So we bought a new one.
And so I could do that. Speedometer doesn't work, but
never has.
Yeah, it never has since we found it. But it does have the hours on the motor. I probably only got 300-400 hours probably on that motor. I was going to look at it today and I forgot to look at it. It works.
And the whole trailer underneath, that's all been redone.
Yeah, but all new axles. Well, the trailer's newer anyway. It's like a 2007 or something. The guy got a different trailer, and he put small tires on it so you could put it in the garage. Well, the problem was they were too weak of axles, and it bowed my axles when we went all the way down to we drove
Parker.
About 200 miles round trip. And the axles bent, and so I had to go get all new axles, all new tires. That was done 2 years ago, and the boat's really not been out since then. The kids took it out once or twice, and it's been sitting probably for last year. I fired it up probably 3 or 4 months
last year.
3 or 4 months ago. I started up out here. That's why I found out the oil was leaking. And so, other than that, so we're gonna get that all fixed. The lower, the seal's probably bad. He's gonna go through the whole lower end and replace whatever.
Price?
If it's somebody I know, it'd be $20,000. We're gonna start it out about 28 to everybody else. Like get 25.
The in-laws sold their boat 2 years ago, and it was not as nice condition as ours, and they got 30 for theirs.
I think they got 25. But
bought it for 20.
So he's gonna help. He's gonna help me sell that because we're gonna be gone because it'll be next spring when we'll be ready to sell it. But I mean, it's 350. You can take it out on there. You can put
sold.
It can hold 13 or 14 people can be on this boat. We got a barbecue on the back too, which we took it off. We haven't been using it. I'm gonna put that back on. It's got a little barbecue grill, a little baby propane tank on the deck. You can take on it. It's got a ski bar in the back. I put that on it. I mainly put it on because I wanted to mount speakers up. So we got speakers facing backwards.
$1,000 weight board.
Yeah. And then we got speakers also that will mount in the front that you have to take off.
And paying super stickers.
And so it's a nice boat. We got it all paid for. I don't know nothing about the boat. That's why we planned on getting that. And was going to pay off most of the credit cards with that. And but I think that'll be just extra money. We'll put it in savings or something if we get that sold. And I've done everything else with everything else. So it's a pretty nice boat. If the kids were still here, the ones that moved to Kansas, they used to come out every holiday. They'd be out here Memorial Day, Labor Day, 4th of July. They come out maybe other times too. And they would take the boat out. We'd be out the whole weekend. We'd go out 3 or 4 days with the boat. Well, since they moved away, they haven't been out at all this year. So it's like, well, I don't need a boat. We don't have time to get on the boat. For what I paid for the insurance, I paid the insurance all the year, the license on it all year long, all that stuff. And I could rent a boat for the weekend here for about $500. So if they wanted to come out, I'd rather just rent something. It wouldn't be like what we have, but at least get you out on the river and stuff like that. So
we'll get on Kelly's boat now. Kelly's got a $300,000 boat. They came out on ours a lot.
Yeah.
Bob and Tim need a sugar daddy or sugar mama. Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll split up.
I always say that. I know we have some older subscribers, and that's why I keep telling her maybe one of these days we'll have somebody that left us all their money. They had no family or anything else. We have a lot of you guys. I don't know if any of them are on tonight. I don't want to mention any names, but I mean, we have some people that are in their 90s and they're watching our channel, watching our adventures because they remember when they used to ride the bike and the rallies they used to go to, and they're living through us. And so I always say that maybe one of these days we'll get that letter in the mail, and somebody will say you got to go to this thing for somebody, and I'm like, because most of the time we don't really know people's real names. They might haven't, you may not use your real name, like Art,
A cool cat.
aka Cool Cat. So I'd be like, I don't know who that guy really is.
Here, see Art's advice?
What Art say?
Stop buying things and it'll pay it off faster.
As soon as you quit buying, I'll quit buying. Art spends way more money on stuff than I do.
I'm old, Jeff says.
And so
show us a picture of the boat.
Oh, yeah, we'll go out here and show it.
I don't know. Can you see it still? It looks dark.
It might be too dark.
Camera. Cam.
I can't. I don't have my glasses.
They're right there.
Oh, that turn the cam off. You gotta go to settings.
Layout.
I can't see. I can't see. Settings. Camera. Hey, there I am. I'm still there. Back camera.
Where did my thing go?
I have no idea. I asked you earlier where you're not going to see much of the boat because it is getting dark. We don't have any lights in the shop yet. So here's the back of the boat. We do not have, let me close that so I get the full shot. Here we go. So I can see. So there's the out drive. You can't really see it. It's a Mercury. It's got a stainless steel prop on the back. The barbecue grill goes here. Here's the hole, and there's the propane tank sits there. That's a hole. Trying not to kill myself falling off the back of the boat. So this is the sun deck. We're finishing up the upholstery. So there's the driver's seat. There's my bar on top. Speakers. Look better in the light. You can't really see it. The Mercury engine 350. It's 5.7. It's got 250 horsepower. It'll do about 40, 45 miles an hour. So it's kind of done. It's got storage compartments, drink holders. So we got two biminis. There's one here, one here. They connect. They're blue. Here's the front. This is where the other speakers mount, right there on that one. And on that one. It's not a tri-tune, but this has really big tunes on it. Not tunes to listen to, tunes to float on. That we hardly ever dip with this boat because the tunes are so big. Let me try to get down the trailer here without killing myself. Now, depending on who buys the boat, we have a lot of stuff to go with the boat. All kinds of different anchors. We have what's that thing called you float on? Water pad like thing. Lily pad they call that. So there's kind of a shot of the side of the boat. So it's a Crest 3 Classic. These boats are over $100,000 now. So I put the roll bar on it, ski bar on it. So if you're interested, maybe we'll do a video on it, and I'll throw up a video of my boat. Welcome back. Hopefully by next week sometime, we should have the boat all back together. Let me turn the camera back around since you're not looking at the glaring light. Layout, camera. It's a Bugs Bunny show. I can't see. Are we that dark?
Nope. Yep. I guess so. It got really dark while you were out there. John says, I know, if I ever win the lottery.
It shouldn't be that dark.
What's that?
Let me try the other camera. Settings. Camera. Let's try that one. Let's see if that one looks better. I don't know.
It's getting dark.
Yeah, but I mean,
We'll
it's
try
lighting us up, so it should be.
Turn the big lights on. Jeff says, not bad, but not dead.
What's not good?
I don't know. It was probably you were showing the boat. Show it on your phone. It looks great. Tubes. They're tunes, they call them.
Yeah,
T-O-O-N.
tunes. That's it.
Pontoon. That's
Yeah.
why they call it a tune.
There you go.
How much money?
If you're a subscriber, I'll let it go for $20,000. We're going to
Go
list
for
it
it.
for between
It's not-
28 and 30,000 next spring.
It's called a wake bar, and it's to ski off the back of it.
Want to know about the roll bar?
Yeah, it's the roll bar.
In case you roll the boat.
They'll just keep flipping. Have you ever seen those cigar boats when they're going so fast and they flip? They just go real fast.
What do they do?
Bob and Tam's House of Toys.
We're getting rid of a lot of this junk. So we get rid of the boat, the quads out here. We're getting rid of all three of them. I don't have time to kill myself. And we might have two of them. Emery HVAC wants two of them, but the other one, I don't know if you can see that yet or not. I have a Polaris. It's a 400, I think. It's pretty dark out here. I don't know if you're going to see it or not. She says to shine the flashlight on it. I'm not going to flip the camera around. It was too much work. All right, so I got this Polaris Predator. There it is. I'm going to want about $1,200 for that guy. Gotta put a new battery in and get it running again. Probably only needs a battery. But it'll kill you. It's fast.
That's why the guy got rid of it. His teenage daughter was 16, flipped it and broke her arm. Said, we're getting rid of it. So
You gotta be careful when you're riding.
boats
So-
aren't cheap, especially out here. If you're out here on the river, and especially when it gets close to time for boat season.
Well, if you go look at the guy up the street selling similar boats, and which it is now, they're $80,000 to $100,000 for a boat, and that's
It's
a
like
big boat.
20,000 for a boat.
Well, heck,
I don't know if they're saying it's cheap or expensive. Well, as I said, our in-laws sold their boat, which was a little bit longer. Ours was 24. I think theirs was 27. But it was, and I think it was a year
floor
older.
was rotten on it.
It was in really bad shape.
And-
They paid 27 for it and sold it for 30 within 2 years.
Yeah, he didn't really do anything to the boat.
Mm-mm. He cleaned up the pump, put the tunes.
That's all he did. And but he ended up getting a dealer bought it, because they had somebody that wanted to buy it.
We're trying to get rid of stuff.
So yes, so we'll get rid of the boat sometime this year. It'll go come spring. People out here will buy it. Somebody will be wanting a nice boat, and it'll be something that you could buy, and pretty much as long as you don't beat the hell out of it, it'll probably last you a long time.
Boat break out another 1,000. That's true. That's
First
what
4
they
years
say.
we had it, we didn't spend any money
No.
on the boat. We
Not a
oil
penny.
changes, that was all we ever did. And then what ended up happening was the axles go first.
Well, no, first, because we had that done first, the carb thing, whatever, it got water or
Well,
something in it.
like we found out after the fact, you can't buy gas off the river anymore because that gas sits there all year long. They don't sell enough gas at these pumps out here. So
That, and it's 4 times what the price is.
so we didn't have in town here. We didn't have any places sold ethanol free gas. Now we do. We have our Mavericks. So I put a lot of stuff in this tank, and when we fired it up, it was running good. Again, I've got to fire it up again to make sure it's still running good. I need to really do that before I take it to the guy, because if it needs any problem, I want him to take care of it while he's got it. I put a new out drive on it, which that was $4,000 we spent. Well, actually more than that, but labor and stuff was about almost $5,000.
And I think all it needed was that dolphin fin on the back.
Yeah, we think the guy. I don't know. I'm not going back to that guy. So I've got the old out drive too. If somebody wants that with it.
Throw it in the deal.
And so it's I could probably pull that stuff apart myself. I don't know how well, because I ended up buying a brand new Mercury out drive instead of a rebuild or having somebody rebuild it or anything else, because it came with a 2-year warranty. I thought, that way if we have any trouble, well, it's past 2 years. We've had it 3 years. Now the oil's leaking. So I don't know if the guy kind of messed it up when he put it in, the seals, but this guy's going to go through it and replace whatever needs in the out drive. So that'll all be
Well, see,
done.
I kind of hesitated, and it's like when we took it back to the guy that's put the new out drive in, he said, no, he said that does that. It's gurgling, or it gets water in it and it gurgles. It does that. Boats do that. I said, ours didn't. He said, well, it does now. And I said, no, it never did. It never
We
did
ended up having
that
to put a
before.
dolphin fin on, which whatever that, I forget what that does. That when the water, and if you put a dolphin fin, it pushes the water back down.
Can't
Somebody
think
will
of the
say
name
what
of
it's
it.
called. But I need a dolphin fin on.
Ruffling, raffling.
And so we put a new dolphin fin on it, and we've had no more trouble out of it. It's been running pretty good. Now, we never really skied behind the boat. We always had people go with us that had ski boats, so we just let them do the skiing on it. But I mean, the people that we got it from, it only had 200 hours on it when we got the boat. It was like this guy kept in the garage all the time, and then we've had it out. Well, we probably if it's got 400 or 500 hours on it. We put 300 hours on it, and then the axle's bent, so we had to spend $3,000 or $4,000 for new axles on the boat with the new wheels, tires, and all that's on there now. So that's
Well, then
all
it
done.
was the guy that had it. He kept saying, "Yeah, it's a heavy boat. I think your tunes are full of water."
Yeah.
So we had to take the tunes, get them drilled out, no water.
They're just heavy too. And then we got a 36-gallon gas tank thing too, so you can put a lot of
So
gas.
when
in
you
it.
put it in after it's filled up, it kind of sits like this until you get
So
going.
yeah. So, but I mean, it's a nice boat. It's been really good. We got ladders and all that stuff going with it and all that. So it's
We had a
Or
lot of
just-
stuff.
we just if we kept the boat, we probably still only take it out 2 or 3 times a year, even if we lived here. Because you really want to stay away from here the holidays. When the kids used to come down, we had one place we used to take the boat to.
Used
It
to.
was very, very inexpensive to drop the boat in. They charge you $15 a day for a dock. We drop it in like Thursday before the holiday. We took it out like Monday or Tuesday, whenever the holiday's over, the day after. And I paid for that whole time. And it was really great because you just pulled up, threw all the coolers on, took off, rolled it back at night. Worked really good. Now the place
Never
is
had
like
any trouble there.
place now is like 40 or $50 a day. And plus they want to charge you to park your car there and all this. And it's like, so ever since that's happened, the kids took the boat out a few times. There's a right here by the river by Needles.
Yeah.
There's a place you can drop the boat in. I think they only charge $15 to drop it in, but they don't really have. I don't trust the docks there. They have no security, so they pull it out every night. So
That's a pain to pull
Yeah.
the boat in and out every night.
and especially on the river. The lake's not so bad, but there's so many freaking nuts on the lake. If we were just going to do it ourselves when we first got the boat. We went out a few times on the lake by ourselves, take it out during the middle of the week. It's not so crowded. You can drop the boat in, park the trailer, come back, and worked out really well. But
America.
we've done it, been there. I don't even ride my motorcycle enough.
Getting rid of that next.
Might. Somebody says you're going to ride a trike? No. I'll get rid of I won't be riding nothing if I get rid of the motorcycle. So that's kind of what's going on here in the big city at the dealership. Got the brick wall built at the dealership.
Somebody asked if we were at a bar.
We might be getting a dealership sign soon. We'll
Have
know
to
about
wait and
that. Months. We'll hear
Probably in
about that
Daytona.
right here by then. And we'll have my dealership sign. I have to put it inside, outside.
Why?
Because people will be thinking it's a real dealership. Oh man,
We've been to a
I'm here
dealership
at the Harley store.
way back.
It was in Canada.
Was it in Canada?
It was a guy had it at his house,
Yeah, it was like in a pole barn building like this.
next to his house. In Canada, you weren't really said. If anybody's on Canada, you might know, but you really weren't a dealer. You were an authorized to sell Harley Davidsons. That's why a lot of them closed up. People were like, "That's not right. They're closing their dealerships up." We called Harley. They said, "No, they do not have a dealership license like they have in the United States. We give them a right to sell the bikes, not a dealer
Yeah,
license."
they don't have like a dealership. It's not a franchise
Yeah.
or whatever. I don't know
So
what
that's
they
why,
sell.
and probably all the other ones you see them in any other country, they're probably the same way. They're not guaranteed anything. And when bikes got hard to get, this year we're hearing, which you probably see too, the buildup of new bikes is out there. We just got done talking to Black Hills Harley.
Hey,
They've
I
been
called you.
they've been
back.
promised that they're going to have a big supply of new bikes and good used bikes at Black Hills Harley. So we'll see as we get through the rallies here. We'll see how the dealerships do. They told them we know Teddy there. They should have a really big selection of bikes. Panama City, Myrtle Beach, they don't really have the power that the bigger dealers have now. Since Teddy bought Daytona and also Scenic now that bought Black Hills Harley, you're getting people with a lot more money investing in the dealerships. So actually right now, starting in, as I said, this month or next month? This month, I think. They're going to start breaking ground on the new Sturgis dealership. They're going to be remodeling and fixing it up and changing it all around.
Soul's on. Bob, what do you think about putting a cam and another performance parts on a 2012 Fat Boy twin camo? Bought a new one. Any suggestions would
What
be
year is it?
helpful.
2012.
2012. Was that my bike?
You had a
I
Fat
think
Boy
it
low.
was. That says a Fat Boy, not low. That says Fat Boy.
So you have the 103 engine on it. Depending on what you want to do with it. When she rode her 103, she was just fine with the way it was. She would have liked to add some louder pipes probably on the bike, but probably, I don't know if she would have wanted any cams or anything like that done to it. Depends on what you want. I always went into my bike for a couple of reasons. One is, well, you had 2012. 2012, the Harley Davidson wasn't the older bike until the M8s came out. Harley Davidson's oil pressure sucks. At an idle, you don't even have a pound of pressure. And that's one of the reasons when I went into my bike, I wanted, if you're in there at the oil pump, might as well put a cam in it. You might as well do a little bit of stuff to it. To where if you're going to change like the oil pump or something on it, does the bike, how many miles your bike got on it? That too would make a difference. That's what I would be looking at. I would probably first I'd want to check my oil pressure and see what that's idling is at an idle. If the bike performs satisfactory for you, you're not going to take a fat boy across country. You could, but probably aren't. See, the thing I always look at with performance bikes like Rider X, I think a lot of us do this stuff because when we were kids, or not kids, but maybe 16, 17, I guess we were kids. We always souped up our cars. I had a Duster that was all jacked up, had 50s on the back, 70s on the front, sat way up, took a slant 6 out, put a V8 engine in it, put a 3 on the speed on the floor, nice wheels, all the stuff, and flat packs coming out of the side. What?
At locking wheel hubs.
Yeah, somebody stole my first set of wheels I had.
Rally wheels.
And back then it was odd because they only had a 4.5-inch bolt pattern compared to the rest cars that had 5. So I think that's what a lot of us do with our motorcycles now is fix them up like we would have done our cars back then. So that's, if you're happy with the way the bike performs, rides, I would do nothing to it. I just ride the bike and enjoy it. Some people like pipes,
Got 103,900
miles on it.
Yeah.
Mm.
I got about 3,500 goods on it now. In goods now.
That's a lot of miles. I wouldn't do anything to the engine unless you're going to completely overhaul it. Because with 103,000 miles on it, that's a lot of miles for a bike. Unless somebody's already been through the motor. Because if I knew what I knew today, we had a guy out here that would have sold me a 120R crate motor, installed dynoed and everything for $6,000. I've got over 3,500 in my bike already, just in the cams and all the stuff, the tuners and all that stuff that I did. I have that in it. I would have been way better off in my case to spend save the $3,500 I already spent.
Oh, now he says 9,000.
Oh,
well, what was this one? What did that say? Oh, it's a 103.
Okay.
It has 9,000. Sorry, that was my bad. I don't have glasses on.
All right. So
all right, sorry.
It's a very young bike. My first thing would be to check the oil pressure. I'd want to check and see what the oil pressure is at idle. If you've got 5 or 10 pounds at least at idle, then I would just ride the bike. I would probably put some different pipes on it, some slip-ons. That's
got a little noise to them.
It does not.
Save lives.
That does have a converter on it. It's getting very hard to get pipes without a converter. This guy that was in here that got the Cobra pipes, he got them without the converter. Now, he just got them right around Christmas time, so I was really shocked he could still get them because we're here that's all stock.
Where they ship from?
California.
And it didn't have a converter in it?
Well, it says you can't be a California resident to own these.
I didn't think they could sell them in California.
Yeah, they can.
But did he get free? Oh, he bought Cobras.
That's what I said. So.
You just said Vance and Hines.
No, I didn't. I said Vance and Hines is another one in California that makes pipes. So.
He said, "Okay, thank you very much, guys. You rule."
So that would be my only thing I do. If it had low oil pressure, then I might do some stuff in the motor. But if not, I just ride. Like if she was going to get that bike, I'd probably just throw some pipes on it. If it was a bad boy, though, throw some pipes on it, and that's about it. She likes and a good seat, a Mustang seat or something like that, something decent for it.
I don't know, whatever seat was on my Sportster I had.
It was a.
Was that a Mustang?
Yeah, a Mustang seat.
Man, no complaints. I could ride that bike forever.
A lot of people say that a Mustang seats are one of the most comfortable seats out there. I've never had a Mustang seat, so I couldn't say. She did. So she's talking from there.
Yeah, because even the guy that we bought it from, didn't he call back and say, "Hey, I'll give you a..."
No, because your Sportster, He was a Marine. He went
Oh.
overseas.
I don't know. Somebody we bought some. I don't know. Maybe it was on.
No, but I had to call and get my seat back off of this bike when I traded in my
I
one
thought
in
somebody
Vegas.
called and said, I'll trade you that seat back or something for some. I don't know. Maybe we wanted a new one for that. Maybe we got a Mustang seat for the Fat Boy Low, and they wanted it back.
Maybe.
I don't remember. I don't really remember the seat on the Fat Boy Low. I think.
Oh, maybe that's what it was. 'Cause we went in there and I took the seat off, probably, and put the other one back on.
Mhm. I don't know. But yeah, don't know. So Salty Badger says more horsepower, less dependable. Unfortunately, chasing power never ends. Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like the monkey did a video the other day, which I thought it was going to be a different kind of video, which I might do the same video, but talk about something totally different. I was thinking he was going to talk about something else, and he didn't. He was kind of talking about all these people. I don't know if Rider X is still on, and I'd really like to sit down and talk to him a little bit about his riding his bike. He's got a 131 engine on it now, and so you think about that now. When a lot of these people are putting these big engines now, I think he got a 140 engine out now. I think that's what SNS is coming out with, or they already got it out now. And it's like, where is this going to stop? When he was talking on his video that, guys are out there saying, I drive 110 miles an hour every day out on the highway and all this stuff. That's a pretty fast on a freaking motorcycle.
He says he's here.
Oh, and so it's like, are you one of those guys now that are out there running 110 miles an hour with your bike? When I get up, I've been up 90, 95. I rode a crotch rocket years ago and I got over 100 miles an hour. And that was when at the moment I looked down and seen I was doing over 100. I was about 110. I was like, holy crap. All I could do is see my face sliding down the highway. I had a helmet on. But I mean, you're doing 100 miles an hour and you fall off that bike, you're probably going to be dead, or you wish you were dead. You'd probably be paralyzed for life. But that's the thing that I always look at. And Monkey talks about that too. To where I think Rider X, when he got the bike, I was like, are you going to race it? And he's like, no. Well, then why do you want a motor that big? Which he did. He just rode back from Tennessee on the bike, and he had to take his lowers off because the engine got so hot on the highway. Now, I can see it in the city, but on the highway, he had to get more air to the bike.
Almost like 3-degree burns on his leg.
Yeah. And so that's a lot of heat and a lot of engine there. And it's great to say, hey, I got a 131 on my bike. That would be neat. I looked at them when they first came out, but I'm thinking to myself, what am I going to do with that? What's it's great to say I got it, but you could go out and buy some 131 plates and put on your engine. And 90% of the people probably would have no idea that you don't have that on there. You could put a really big loping cam in your bike that it really loped when you're sitting there, your bike's shaking. Oh man, I got 131, badass, But I mean, just like a 128, anything like that, 120, that's a lot of engine. Well, my 110 out here, it runs good. Both of us on that bike, we can run 90 miles an hour, fully loaded down. That's when I wanted a bike. My first bike was the 96. Is that my first bike, or did I have an 88? But I mean, each time when I went up, it was like, whoa, when I had my 95 and she got the 103 first. And I was like, oh, wow, 103, that's fast. Then I got the 110 and I'm like, oh man, big difference. Now I ride like the 120 and I don't feel, from Harley's sake, I don't feel any difference from the 120 models that they have from my 110. Now the new bikes that they have, the new CVO that they came out last year with, I do feel a difference, but I feel more of a Pan-American style of ride. It's quick like that. That's the bike I really want to take out, and we're going to talk to them here soon. We're going to see if we can get a Road King, Road Glide for Sturge or for Daytona, and then a Street Glide CVO for Sturgis. And then I'm going to take them both out and see how they perform. And
Rider X said the heat was caused by the design of the pipes, not the heat of the engine.
What pipes do you have on that?
And Sal says he really likes the 2023 anniversary Fat Boy. It's really beautiful.
Which one?
The 2023 anniversary Fat Boy.
Probably seen it. I don't remember it.
Well, the new bikes are supposed to be coming out and will be in
24th.
Vegas when they come out on January 24th. We'll be up there for the Mecum auction.
We'll probably run over to the dealership and see what they got, see if they've got, we'll call them and see which one. Usually Red Rock's got, most of the time, has the newer, bigger bikes. We'll call them the day before and see if they've got them, and we'll go over there and do a video from there after Harley does theirs in the morning to introduce.
Tom says Monkey's already gotten rid of that bike. He changes. Oops. Wow. Two at the same time. He changes parts and bikes like the wind blows.
Yeah. And
Uh,
it's nice you got all those different bikes, but I mean he's doing that one thing he's they 20 years ago. He's trying to restore that bike's been sitting for 20 years. I would have just totally redone everything. If you're going to do something like that, you might as well just start from the back. Like the other day, he had a flat tire on it. You know, if you're going to do that, that would have been the first thing I'd have done. Went ahead and got all new wheels, new tires on it, start working my way up, new shocks, new everything. Then have the motor completely redone, the transmission completely redone. Take that gas tank off, have it boiled out, make sure it's not going to get rust down inside there. If it's been sitting 20 years, and I haven't watched enough of his videos. I talked to him the other day on the phone, but I mean, we weren't talking about that. And we didn't make any phone calls on that this week either.
Oh.
And
it's Tuesday.
oh yeah, that's right. I keep thinking it's Friday.
I don't know.
And
So I guess the pipes he had was those D&D Bullet Cats. They're arguably the most performance oriented, because that's what Speed always recommends, I think, the D&Ds.
Yeah.
Touring style bikes, however, they are designed in a manner that brings them closer to your calves. Didn't know that.
So what pipes you put on it now then?
I guess I'm assuming you still got the same ones. I don't know. He took the whatever those are
Lowers.
off. If it's lane, it will run hot also. That's what Robert says. The heat was. You got the heater on still? I don't know. Sounds like the heater. It was not caused from the running. It was too lean. It was probably just the pipes and where they were at, I guess.
So did you change the pipes? That's my question.
Did you change the pipes, right, Rex? There's Clint. He's on.
Am I looking at the furnace?
I think he's just using the motor out of it. Oh, the bike, monkey, I'm assuming. Residento. Hey, you got it in a Spanish version?
You see, Mexico?
Well, it's the before you went to that. Yeah, see, shop table. That means it's getting cold in here.
No, I'm not mistake.
No, I still have the D&D Bullet Cats.
So, how fast? What are you traveling on the highway with your 131 engine? Are you like what Monkey says? You're one of those guys running with the big motor. You're running the 100+ miles an hour. You know,
getting a speeding ticket.
Well, no, just saying. I better to talk to you in person than to beat you up with all these questions. But you're the only one I know that really has a 131 that went from one size motor to the next to be able to actually.
New Year's Eve night, he was talking about it. He said, "Yeah, who would put a motor in like that?" And then he wrote back twice.
Yeah, rebuilt twice. And, well, you kind of screwed the first time. Yeah,
it wasn't
the second one.
131 is a big, a big.
And it's a lot. It's just a lot of engine. That what?
No, my bike is tuned for more torque than HP.
But I don't know.
Art says, I had to see the Street Glide CVO. Love the new information screen.
I do too. I really like that. I test rode that, and that's it. To me, riding it is a lot like the Pan America. It's got the different modes you can go through: rain, fast, whatever, all that different thing.
You ride about 90 on the highway, which is what we do.
It rode well. See, we normally don't ride 90 unless I'm going on a long trip or something like that. But I mean, normally if it's just us riding and we were going to go to Sturgis, unless I'm through Wyoming or something, most of the time we usually tuck it behind a truck or something like that. I'm going to try to keep the same speed limit. Don't want to be a target out there, because I didn't realize in some of the states, I don't know what's Arizona. If you go 20 miles over the speed limit,
the felony.
Yeah, because I forget what they said. There's a guy that's on YouTube that's a police officer that films a bunch of the stuff, and he tells it that it's a felony, because I forget the word he uses for it. I don't know. Can't think of what he said. I had it, but I don't remember.
Probably using your vehicle as a lethal weapon.
It's I don't know.
Excessive speed.
I don't know.
I don't know.
So
he said he rides about 90 on the highway.
And so it's because I look at that, it's just like if I went out and bought a Camaro. Let's say we're going to buy a 69 Camaro, and I'm going to put a 396 big block in it. Or I'm going to look at a Corvette. I was looking at a Corvette one time, a 74 that had a 427 with a 4-speed in it. I couldn't really drive that car around town because it would just tear the heck out of it. You burn up your plugs, you do a lot of damage to the engine because it needs to get out there and go. And that's what I think about when you start getting to these larger engines on the Harley Davidson, which I don't rebuild motors. I'd have to almost talk to somebody that spends a lot of time rebuilding motors, where that threshold is at, to where if you're a guy that just runs around town with your bike, that's why I said the guy that was with the 103 with the Fat Boy, it depends on what you're going to do with that bike. If you're going to go, hey, I live in Florida and I'm going to ride the Sturgis every year on that bike. Well, then, yeah, I'm going to want to do a little bit different uh, to make that bike ride like perform the way I want it to perform for a long haul. But the stock bike should basically do just fine. So it just kind of depends on, because like Rider X,
He says if you
You
drive
had-
over 20 miles over the speed limit here in Virginia, it's called reckless driving.
yeah, they call it something else. But does it get over 20? Does it consider it a felony then? Because a felony means you're going to get arrested right away. You're not just going to get a ticket and send down your way.
They can immediately impound your vehicle, arrest you, and immediately suspend your driving privileges, and you will go to
Go to jail and no $20.
until
$2.
you go to
Do not pass go.
your hearing, I guess, in Virginia.
Let's go. A lot of states it might be like that. That's why I said well, Arkansas, Arizona was that way because I was watching this cop and he's got cams on him where you get these stupid people that want to argue with him and stuff, and it's kind of almost like
You can't pull me over. You have no right to. Yes, he does if he has probable cause.
yeah. Your tail light to be out. That's a probable cause to pull the guy over. Now, you don't have to get your car searched, but if they look inside and see an open container, people are just stupid. And somebody else did one the other day, did a video on concealed carry. And, I might do something with a video on that. We both have our concealed carry card, and we'll talk maybe about that. I don't know. But there's some things that this guy said that when we went through our concealed training course that they didn't recommend doing what he was recommending. But these guys only got like 500 subscribers. They had a lot of people watch the video. So I thought maybe we might do something about a concealed carry and talk about that at rallies and things like that. The laws and what you should know and what you shouldn't know. We talk about that when we go to Ormond Beach. We also talk to Sturgis police about carrying and things like that. And I might do a video on that again.
That's what Art says. This bike's been in slightly. His ultra limited low is just a kind of around the town bike now.
Yeah. You got to come out, Art. We got to do some riding.
I don't know why all of a sudden I started you on it.
And I'm hoping I still want to do my Route 66, which I figure I'm going to take like a month to do that. I want to do it from probably here all the way into probably just to St. Louis. Probably not going to go to Chicago. Ain't nothing between Chicago and St. Louis to see. But I want to stop at all the little places and stuff. Also want to do, we went with Art and we went to St. George. I want to go through Arches Park and do that and spend like a week doing that. That's another ride that I want to do. I want to do the coast again. And what you see the pictures, if you come out and see that before we get the video and stuff, it just brings back so many memories and stuff. And
we got a video of the elk.
Of the moose, or the elk, yeah, the elk, that giant elk we see. I must have like 6 different clips of that. And it's not the highest quality because I probably just took it on my phone at that time. But I mean, it's not bad. But the pictures, most of them are pretty good. I also got the pictures from what's her name, Jessie and Pam.
Yeah.
Pam's pictures. A lot of pictures of them, but we'll block that out. But I got like 280 pictures that I had from there. Some of them to the hotels. We kind of did a scenic ride. I'm not gonna on my video. I'm not gonna tell you all the great places we stayed because I want to make sure when we do our video we can show you those things. When I do a ride like that, it's not like going to Sturgis. We go to Sturgis. We're on a mission. We go to Sturgis. That's one of the things I don't. When people always say that, I ride to Sturgis, I do this and I do that. It's like, riding the Sturgis really isn't a challenge. It's not a fun ride. It's just a ride. It's a mission. You're on a mission. It's like going to Wally World. It's on a mission to get there.
Say it's not the destination, it's the destiny.
Yeah. But see, when we go up the coast, we stop all the time. The first day or the second day we rode, we didn't even ride 50 miles, but we stopped at 2 great places that everybody wanted to do. So that's when we'll talk about those 2 great places. But my little special places along the road that I get is because we've rode the coast and we know the coast so well that we know these little hidden gems to go check out and see. And so as I said, it took us we left basically from Santa Monica to I think we were up to Morro Bay the first night. And then it took us 4 days to ride up the coast, and then 2 days to come back. And we went all the way to the Oregon border. But I mean, it was so much cool. It was nice riding. It was, we rode the one most of the way. One place you got to come back out on the 101. Doesn't really get good till Morro Bay. From Morro Bay up, that's my favorite. Big Sur. There's a great place, which I talk about that all the time. But I mean, we're going to show you some of these great pictures that we took back then. And there is nowhere, like I said, we've rode all the coast now. Other than Alaska and Hawaii, we've rode the coast all around now. There is nothing like the West Coast anywhere. Once you ride the West Coast, you'll throw rocks at the East Coast and Texas and all that. It is so different from maybe if we were in Spain or we were overseas in Europe and you could ride along the ocean and stuff, you might get some of this. Probably could. I've seen some of that stuff in Scotland and some of these great places people ride that you might get some of this scenic stuff. But we want to go through that and talk about it and then start seeing how many. I'm not going to take a bunch of people. That one, I actually thought we took more bikes, but it was just 4 bikes. It was us. She was on my bike. It was Art. And then we had 2 other couples that rode with us. And I thought there was more. I thought we had 6 bikes, but it ended up being only 4. And it worked out real good. We had a good time. And I'm not looking to drag, a bunch of people. 8 would probably be the most I'd want to take, just for the fact. But because you get too many people, you don't want to get it to be a parade. You don't want to get it. You want to get it to where it's a ride. You can enjoy it. And we've seen some guys from Canada, and who was that group we met last time? Were they from Australia that we seen at the? There's like 25 of them. That's a lot of bikes.
Yeah.
But I mean, that place is making a business. They're renting them bikes. They're taking them on a tour. It's a big time thing. Where we can stop on the side of the road. I can show you where the sea lions are. They all hang out at, and all this stuff. It's just priceless. And so I want to kind of talk about that.
Rowan says the Great Ocean Road is fantastic. He likes that. So I'm assuming that's in Australia.
Yeah, and there probably is. There's probably a bunch of stuff like that you can find. But I didn't realize till we went to the East Coast, there really isn't beach towns. You get a little bit in Ocean City there. You got the boardwalk and stuff. But when you get to like Texas or Florida, the beach is so far away from where you're at, you really don't get to see the ocean. It's over there somewhere. Well, when you're riding along the coast, sometimes it's right there. If you slid off the road, you're in the ocean. You dropped off into it. And it's getting a little busier now. We drove it last year. It was 2023, I guess we went up to. Is that when we went up to? When did we go to Washington State?
22,
2 years.
yeah.
22. So we went up to Washington State, and it was a little busier on there than it was the last time we did it, 15 years ago. But it still was good. But we didn't get to the section where I really love to go because there's not a lot of places there. There's a lot of more Airbnbs. There's a little bit more
wineries and things like that. It's grown up. It's not.
Which I think during the week would not be a bad. Which is what we do. We really want to do want to do kind of the same thing I did before, a 6-day ride. Where if you're renting a bike, you might want to, and Mike tried to do it 2 years ago. He tried to do it where he was going to ride from there, go all the way up the coast and go to Sturgis. We did that one time. We'll never do that again. That was like over 2,000 miles, and Art went with us. And by the time you got to Sturgis, we sat in the grass for like 3 days. We just didn't want to ride anymore. And that was pretty much sun up to sundown every day. We rode. We started in the
got
coast.
Up at 7 and didn't.
Drove till dark. Yeah, it was about 8 or 9 o'clock at night when it's sun. It's summertime, and we did that ride, and it was cool, but it wasn't as good as my scenic ride because once again, we're on a mission. We're on a mission to get to Sturgis, and when people always say that, if you rode a long distance to Sturgis, or you rode to, you're up and you rode all the way down to Daytona, it's kind of the same thing. It's like a family vacation. You get in your bike, and it's just you're going. You stop to get gas. You stop to get something to eat. You find a motel. Get up the next day and you do the same thing. Or if there's something you really wanted to see, we ain't got time for that. We got to get down there. We got to get there. And then when you're coming home, same way. Me and Art went through the Yellowstone one year. She flew home, and we drove through Yellowstone. We got to ride through Yellowstone, but we didn't go through snow. But other than that, we didn't really do anything. We just rode. We rode, stopped, got gas. You got to smoke. We rode, sat, stopped, had a smoke, stopped, went to bed, got up, rode the next day, and rode home. And it took us like 4 days, I think, to get home. And we went through Yellowstone and all that. It was a neat ride, but I don't really have that many memories of that other than the snow. Other than that, I don't remember nothing about that ride. But now my California up the coast ride, before I even looked at the pictures, I could almost tell you everything anyway. But then once I looked at the pictures, I was like, oh man, I can't. Oh, I want to go now. That's how it's just. So we're probably not going to do any of that next year, 2020. Well, this year, 2024. This is probably going to be something we're going to set up for 2025. I may do a couple of them. If we get enough people that say, hey, I want to do, I get 50 people that want to go. Well, maybe we'll do one every couple of weeks.
Yeah, figure out who wants to go in.
You know,
My
and
shirt's falling off.
didn't make it or
I
something.
don't know. It just looks like I'm
Droopy drawers?
lopsided. Maybe I need to put this shoulder up.
Went nuts on me. And so this is unscheduled. We appreciate everybody coming on. We're down, I think, only 37.
53.
Oh, that's not bad. Staying around 50. Appreciate that. And so, yeah, we're not in the
Really
bar.
good.
We're in the shop. This is our new brick wall. We built that last week. This was last week. We built a brick wall, turned the table around. And we're trying to put some mood lighting and stuff. We're still working on that, trying to figure out it. I got some old DJ lighting that I put some hooks up there at the top to kind of hang some lights down. We're going to try some different things. But we're running out of time. So I thought, let's try to do it now and do that. And looks bare now on the other side of the shop.
It does. You can bring your lift in here.
I could put slide the couch up there, put the chairs at that end. Wouldn't look quite so bad. Somebody needs to paint the trim. Touched up the wall today. Just got to do a little sanding on it. And fix all the little spots back up. Got to bet you can't paint that wood too, because it'll bleed through.
What?
The 2x4s there before you put the trim on. And you can paint it blue too.
Why? Oh,
You'll be able to see it after you put the trim on. You're going to say, "Oh, I should have painted that wood."
why? I don't understand. It's not see-through wood. I gotta stand up.
That's what happens to it. Can't sit, can't stand, can't walk too long. All right, some more people came up. What are they saying? Frank's on. Think I got it. Did you guys see how bad Panama City? We heard that, but I didn't see anything about it. Let me Google it. Let me look on YouTube. We'll see what happened. See, a lot of times when they have, it's like Panama City, was it 5 years ago, I guess it was before we started going. Panama City got hit
2020.
real hard.
It must have been 2019.
It only took them 6 months to completely rebuild the beach.
Now in
The
Panama
town-
City,
The town,
totally different.
they're still
story.
ain't fixed it from the hurricane 12 years ago. Let's see. Well, let
Pacific
me
Coast Highway. All right, to Pennsylvania. We'll do it with Bob and Tam. There you go. We'll have
let's
to fix some dates and times, and then see who wants to go.
let's see. City Beach.
John says, "Give us 2 thumbs up."
Damage reported after multiple tornadoes strike Florida. Panama City. Let's see what they say. Just a commercial. Give me that jazzy music.
Got snow tonight here in Milwaukee. 2 more expected tonight. I know.
Here we go. Breaking news.
Coming from the Panama City area in Florida are awful. A tornado did touch down earlier, causing destruction across the panhandle. We go to Allie Lynch at the alert desk with that.
At the alert desk.
Well, the National Weather Service confirmed a tornado touched down in the Florida Panhandle, while there were multiple reports of tornadoes across the region. So let's show you a video of that damage.
So let's see what they're looking at.
Some reports are showing buildings demolished and
I don't
others
see that.
moved off their foundations.
There's a house
The
lost
tornado
its roof.
touched down
Can't show
in
too much because they'll say I'm
area of
copyrighting.
Panama City,
Yeah.
known as Lower Grand Lagoon, which has a population of
Grand
about
Lagoon?
5,000 people. As of right now, there are no injuries reported. And for breaking
Yeah,
news around the clock, you can go to WKRN.com.
That ain't showing me nothing. I wanted to see more of that. It didn't show me nothing.
Jerry said
Somebody's
no,
condo
we're
fell
doing
down.
Sturgis this year. Getting the 29th of July and leaving on the 8th or 9th of August. Staying at Kathmandu again. We'll see you there. That was the first place we met him.
Who?
Kathmandu, Jerry and Jill.
Mhm.
They're the ones that brought Charlie some little peanut butter cookies. He loved those. That was really good. That was his favorite. Jeff says we have earthquakes. Are you out there in California? Rowan says, once we got the compensation from the court cases, we'll have to get you both over here to ride through Tasmania. I always wanted to go there.
Pirates Cove Marina is damaged.
And Victoria as well,
Where
on
is
the East Coast. That sounds cool. I've always wanted to go to Australia. You have to show me some kangaroos. That's my favorite animal. There's XM Biker. He says he's just checking in.
Pirates Cove Marina.
You guys
Pirates
would
Cove
love it.
Marina.
I'm sure I would. Frank's on. Harley, Frank. in RV, getting settled in Northport. I stay in, we just got a short storm, no snow. That's all that. So now, did you say you were in Florida, Northport, or in Pennsylvania? I think you're in Pennsylvania. My friend lives in Northport,
That
Florida.
marina might be the one where the restaurant be.
Oh, really? That's not good. That Captain Anderson's?
Get Captain Anderson's restaurant. Oh, let's see if it's open. Captain Anderson's restaurant.
See you
in
going out
Tennessee.
to dinner. Get my dinner. All right, Art. Have a good dinner. Thanks for hanging out. Call us. Do you guys have any
Temporarily
plans
closed.
for?
Yep, they got damage.
Wow. That's not good.
It's not.
Do you guys have any plans for the Harley homecoming this year?
No.
Probably not.
It's actually the week before
Florida now.
Sturgis.
Okay.
So unless, which I don't think we'd even go out because if it's,
Oh, so you're in Northport, Florida? That's where my girlfriend lives.
we'll be down there
In
for about a week.
April. April
And
1st.
we stay right down the street from is it Black Barracuda,
Widow.
Black Widow, Harley Davidson campground there. That's where we stay. We'll be there for about a week to 2 weeks. I don't know how much time they give us. Once we get to Florida, we usually get to use. Well, you haven't called Sam yet to see about staying at his
I know.
place.
I thought about it the other day and I never did go back to calling him. Either got to call him early in the morning or I could probably call. Well, now it's late. So what time is it here? 6, 7, 8. It's 8 there.
Probably could go.
Snowbirds until I go broke. I hear ya. Doesn't take long. Bob and Tam, send you some. Can you send me Amsoil Adams contact info? Yes, I will.
Who is it?
Jerry.
Got his phone number? Should do that now while you're thinking about it.
Gotta get the right phone.
She'll probably forget, and then she'll be thinking about it. Heading back to Sturgis this year, riding from Maine. I met you two in 2022, John. How far is it from Maine? How many miles is that? From Maine, from your house to Sturgis. How many miles is that? Because sometimes you look at stuff, it's not that far. It's like St. Louis. St. Louis is only like 950 miles from Sturgis. I'm like, oh, that's not very far. People complain about riding that far. The longest we ever rode on a trip like that was when we rode up the coast with Art and went that way. That was 2,200 miles. And I don't know how many days it took us 4 or 5 days, 6 days. I don't know how many days it took that we went there. We had 2 weeks vacation. So usually I don't know how many days it took us to get up
I think it was 5.
there. And
'Cause I think the first night we stopped in Moore Bay, and then we stopped like up by Big Sur. And then when we left
no, we
Big
wouldn't have
Sur,
stopped at Big Sur.
well, it was
Big
just
Sur's right in
north
the
of Big
street.
Sur. Well, Big Sur, probably like in Camel or something, Carmel or whatever. And then that's when we went across,
The Redwoods.
and then
Stayed in Leggett,
went up to
Eureka.
and
Then
then
we stayed in Idaho.
we
Idaho.
stayed in Oregon somewhere
That's another trip that I should have. I've looked for those pictures.
in Idaho.
No, that trip that we did that year. I don't know how many pictures. Art should have more pictures of that, but I don't
Yeah.
know where Art would have where he kept all his pictures at. Art used to take a lot of pictures too.
At Twisted Fork Friday live bands. Yep, and they have line dancing. Is that what they have?
Yeah, I
went
think
there
it's
with the
Thursdays.
Badgers.
I think Thursdays or
I
something.
don't remember what night it was.
Tuesdays or Thursdays.
I start my trek back to Virginia in the morning. All right. Did you go down there to help your uncle move up? I don't know. He's down in Florida, he said. He said he went down there and got pounded by
So
rain the whole time
does
he
he
was
need to
down.
talk to you? Are you now? Or are you?
No, I don't know. Do you need to talk? Because I called you back and sorry, I saw that I missed your call and then I never called you back and then I thought about it again today. So I called you and you didn't answer.
I'm working.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. He's down in Florida, he says. 2,300 miles away, one
That's
way.
Long ride. It's
Yeah.
a good long ride.
Did you ride to Florida? I hope he didn't because he said he's got horrible
No.
weather down
He said something about his truck, didn't he?
there. I don't know.
You read it.
I didn't hear him say how he got down there. Cat Gary. Oh, that's their address. Okay. Who am I looking for? Jerry.
And sold that stuff. And he's really worried about Sturgis because then Black Hills Harley sold. Not Black Hills Harley sold, but Black Hills Harley's bought the place Sonic. group bought the property where
Sorry,
Adam was
he
at.
asked them New Year's Eve for me to send the information.
And so he's really worried about that. So I don't know if he called today or not. Well, he can't call today. He can't call till Tuesday. Today was Tuesday. Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Tuesday. So he could have called today and talked to Mike. Tell him to call me as soon as he figured out what he was going to do, but maybe Mike didn't tell him that yet. Maybe Mike was busy. He was snow skiing the other day.
He was walking in the snow trail.
He was snow skiing.
trail.
He was going snow skiing or
Oh,
something.
was he? I
I thought
wonder if he had the baby. I didn't see it.
I didn't see people. But you're cold for the baby out there. So I told him who to call, and we already called. You guys were on the wild. No, you weren't. We had a live the other day on our pay channel membership group down here that we talked about. He actually had him on the phone. We turned it on speaker so you guys could hear it, but you didn't because you didn't know. Well, why don't you be watching?
Oh, really?
So let's see what else we got here. We're doing another cross country trip. Back in 2022, we did 9,361 miles through 27 states in 30 days, and we plan on doing at least that much and better this year. So my question is, when you do that, do you stop at all the places that you want to go to?
There you go, Jerry.
Because that's in 30 days. How many miles is that a day? My calculator out. Calculator. That's a 9,000. What do you say? 9,361 divided by 30 equals 300 miles a day. So you're doing some miles. So that's my thing about, because I know a lot of guys come from Australia and come from overseas, and they'll do rides like that. They'll do a bunch of rides in a 2-week period or whatever their visa's got, 30 days. And just to put miles on my bike isn't a lot of fun. I enjoyed the few times we rode to Sturgis. I don't know, about 4 or 5 times we rode to Sturgis, and it was okay. But I mean, once we flew to Ocean City and Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue, I'm like, oh my gosh, I will never ride my bike across country again. there is no, I could go to Sturgis, like, okay, we're going to be in Sturgis in June. If everything goes right, we'll probably put 2,000-3,000 miles on that bike during that month that we're there before the rally starts. I'll have more enjoyment in that, beating yourself with the string. I'll have more enjoyment with that than I would have 2 trips back and forth to Sturgis from here, the 1,350 miles from here back and forth. So I don't know. I guess everybody's different on what they want to do. But when I sit down now and think about riding, and when people say, "Oh, you're not a real biker if you don't ride to the rally," I don't say that anymore. I used to kind of make fun of people too that pulled the trailers, but once you pull a trailer and you got your place with you, you got all your stuff with you, you don't have all that crap on your bike and dragging it in the
Limited
hotel.
stuff.
Because if you're staying in a hotel every night, then you're not a real freaking biker either. You need not even a tent. You should have a lean tube that you put on the side of your bike, put a couple stakes, roll a bedroll down in a sleeping bag, and that's biking it. Because we know some bikers in California, bike 1%ers, and they're sleeping on picnic tables. Most of them don't even have a freaking blanket. They're sleeping on picnic tables in this kind of weather, cold weather and stuff like that. And it's like, that's real bike. I don't want to be a real biker. I have no interest in pulling a lean tube out. I'm a rider. I enjoy riding my bike. I enjoy riding to destinations. But once people, like from here, me and Art talked about it for years, about us riding from California to Daytona. I mean, heck, we'd almost need 3 weeks to get there and have a week to spend it during the rally and a week to come back. And because we make it, we probably could have done it in 4 days each way. But I mean, that's hauling butt. It's 2,200 miles from here. You have to add another 250 miles for Art. So it's about 2,500 miles each way for us to ride to Daytona and back. And I don't think I'd have a lot of enjoyment with that to say, oh, well, I rode 5,000 miles. Okay.
Well, Daytona Dave was on there. He rode their bikes from Daytona Beach, Florida to Sturgis this year. And then
That's
I
about
think
2,000 miles.
Did they stop at a rally on the way up or the way back?
Sounds like they did.
But they only stayed a couple days. That
Yeah.
was the
See,
crazy thing.
that's like when we were talking to somebody the other day. I don't know if it was Monkey I was talking to or what, on the phone, and was talking about that the people that go and do 3 or 4 days at going to Sturgis and you've traveled all that distance to get there, you really wasted your time. Unless you just want to say, hey, I've been to Sturgis, been there, done that,
I
rode
rode
down
my
Main
bike to
Street.
Sturgis, yep.
I got my patch that says I rode to Sturgis. We got some over here that says that she got one the first time I rode my bike to Sturgis.
Whole week of full throttle, week before the rally, and did our riding then, and spent 2 days in Cody, Wyoming, and then 2 days in Durango. Yep, that's a nice time.
And we've done Cody. Cody's a pretty neat town. We
We
stayed
did
there.
the past $1 million highway and a bunch of other great places, but there was just so much to see. We want to make it up the Pacific Coast Highway this year and see the redwoods. That's awesome.
You have to watch the video that we're going to have soon and talk about it. And but we're going to try the Beartooth. We're probably going to do that while we're in Sturgis because we're at Kathmandu from June 23rd on, so we can leave the trailer there and we could go away for a couple of days. And we're probably going to do that. Probably take a 3-day trip before the rally. It'll probably be sometime in June, and we'll ride over there, check it all out, do the ride, do a video and stuff on that, and talk about that. And just another one I'd like to do. I think that'd be pretty neat to do. I'm kind of excited about that because it's not something that's people's hyped up. Speeds there, they go to it. They went last year, and they go every couple of years. They go over there and do that ride with family and stuff, and they really enjoy it. But they're not like, oh, it's so crazy. It's all this and this and this. It's just the only thing they said is it gets cold. You get up in the mountain, you're up to high temps.
Well, Crap on a Cracker and Mrs. Crap on a Cracker, Sandy and Bill, they went up last year, and I guess they didn't realize how
They
cold
bring
it
no
got.
coats.
No
They
coats,
jacket.
no gloves, and it was like they said they about froze to death.
And we have learned about that. Just like if you look at these pictures, she's in double coats and normally that's what we do. We don't really wear leather jackets because they're so bulky and they're so heavy to wear. And I'm not going to say you shouldn't wear a leather, and I'm not going to say you should wear a leather. A lot of people, I've seen many jackets that people have lived through massive accidents that they slid down the highway and they had a leather jacket on, and their Harley jackets would save them from road rash. So I'm not saying you shouldn't. But with us for packing, when we're riding the bike, we'll have a hoodie, and I have a neoprene jacket. She's got one too that's kind of somewhat waterproof, and that's usually what we wear. That way you can take one off, take the other one off, and you can roll it up. And you can still get it in the side bag. A leather jacket, you almost got to strap that stupid thing to the back of your bike. And if you got a $500 leather jacket, I ain't strapping that damn thing on the back of my bike. And we got leather jackets. They're at home, and we've worn them at times, but I've never taken them on a long trip. It's just too bulky. You got we pack a lot, and there's been some videos, and she'll probably do another video this year on Sturgis here soon about packing and stuff. She'll have to do that before we leave, and how to pack your motorcycle and how to roll things up, and when we pack, we do it. And the only thing we've got I got one extra bag, which now we've got the Rick Rack bag that we really like. I like it mainly because it's got the lock on it. And somebody watched the video the other day and they're like, that people could cut that lock off. That's right. The lock is for the honest person. I'm not going to leave a bag on there like that overnight. But we've always done, because we always strapped them on with bungee cords, I always park my bike when we stop at a restaurant where I can see my bike the whole time. Where if I had the lock on the bag, I'm not going to park it behind the building, but I would still park it in the parking lot. I wouldn't be so, somebody could cut the lock. Normally, we don't put valuable things in that bag anyway. Our phones and things like that, we put them in the tour pack. And on the side, she has one side, I have the other side. We wear our boots. When we ride, we bring a pair of tennis shoes for walking. And we bring it up, jeans. I usually wear the same pair of jeans for several days. We usually bring 2 pairs of jeans. When we go to Sturgis, we might bring 3 pairs of jeans. Usually if we go to Sturgis, we're gone for 2 weeks. She does the laundry. When somewhere during the time before, while we're in Sturgis, she has to do laundry because we just don't have enough.
It usually takes like 7 shirts, and that's it. 7 pair of underwear, 7 socks.
And you're not gonna wear any shorts or anything like that, so we don't bring shorts, or mostly t-shirts and sleeveless shirts, things like that. That's usually what we bring. I don't bring any long sleeve shirts. She might bring one. But typically, you can wear a jacket.
A white one, because even if it gets really hot, a white shirt, a long sleeve shirt will do wonders. You wouldn't believe.
Yeah, especially like us. We ride the desert. We should talk about that too sometime. Do a video on that about desert riding. It's different from where you're riding in Florida. There's some really great things you could do, especially when you're out west here. You get anywhere in New Mexico, Utah, Arizona, California. You can get in the 120 with zero humidity, and you've never felt, you don't sweat. We got to do a video on that. How to be safe riding through the desert.
Never forget my thong. Donna Dave says I take several lightweight. Did he mean to say thong?
Maybe you want to hear you say it. gonna make me buy a new cookie cup because it's got some dents in it.
Well, he sets it down now and it kind of rocks. I'm like, I'd rather just have a new one.
I think I dropped it a couple times.
Well, you can put it on a wall somewhere and frame
We'll
it.
put it on the original Bucky.
Yeah, find it.
I got a big giant one, but it won't fit on a motorcycle.
And it won't fit in the cup holders, I don't think
Well,
either.
I got that new cup. We never did get you.
Anyway,
I'll talk to
So,
Rick and get
right.
one. Cyril wants you to do a video all the time.
I'm planning on just buying clothes at Sturgis if I get
some
out
people
there
do
on
that.
80.
And some people do that. And we usually do that too. And I'm getting to the point now, we've packed so much clothes away. I'm not looking to buy anything anymore. People want to give me a shirt, that's fine. I'm not looking to buy anymore. I've got Milwaukee shirts. I got one from Sturgis. I don't need a new Sturgis shirt. You can buy a flag. They're out there. I like the flags with the year on it. But I mean, even my pins, when I look at my pins over here on the wall, we don't even pick pins up. We don't really buy patches anymore. We got our vests that we wore, our cuts that we wore for a while when we were in the hog group. And, we haven't worn them in years. And I ended up pulling all my patches and everything off of that. On the hog one's still on the back, but the other ones I took all off, and all the pins I took off. And I put on my little board. And so pretty neat.
This is Bob Costa's watching. You know who that is?
Is that the bowling alley guy? Somebody I know it's Bob Acosta, but it's not the TV
Bob
guy.
Costa.
I don't know who it is.
I think it's Michael's friend Bob and Krista. Is that their last name Costa? I'm pretty sure.
It seemed like somebody else we had that was on our channel. Somebody we had talked to. I don't know. But
Right,
it's
or
funny
actually,
songs, too.
well, he said, no, he just said that was a scary thought. And I thought, well, to each their own. When were you told Teresa when you can't fit your tail?
Tall, your keys in your RV, you got enough.
Oh, you can't fit all your teeth in your RV.
She don't bring that much anyway. She probably brings 7 t-shirts with me, and that's it. I wear the same thing. So for 6 months, you'll see the same shirts most of the time.
Well, usually if we go, because like we're gonna be gone 14 or whatever,
6 months.
6 months. So I'll bring 14 t-shirts and 14 sleeveless shirts for him.
And then we bring shorts and stuff because we'll be down there a lot and we won't be riding the bike. So we'll have shorts in Florida, like if we're taking something in the truck or we're in the campground. Now we're probably not taking the golf cart this year. So we're gonna have to hoof it all the places. I get an electric bike, but nobody's volunteered me an electric bike. Get a hold of somebody. I have to call somebody that's knows who the decent ones are. It'd be nice to have 2 electric bikes. We can putt around the campground with electric bikes.
Unless it's raining
Yeah, you gotta put your rain gear on. That's why we bring our rain gear.
on an electric bike.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So pretty exciting. We had McDonald's today. But she won't go to Burger King no more. She
Nope.
refused.
Because they won't take my order.
They were very nice at McDonald's. That's probably the
Yeah.
nicest time we've ever been at
Yeah,
McDonald's.
probably. So
They apologized for giving me sweet tea instead of the unsweet. She went on and on and on. It's like, just say it. I screwed up. Well, sometimes I've had people argue with me. We were at Golden Corral, and I said, I came back up, and I'm like, your unsweet is sweet. And the lady goes, no, it's not. She got a drink, and she drank it. She goes, no, it's not. That's unsweet. I said, then you don't know what the hell you're drinking. So then this other lady came up, there's a manager or somebody. She came up, and she took a drink and said, oh, they had the wrong name on the wrong
it
one.
was like
The
just
sweet
imagine.
one was unsweet, and the unsweet was sweet. And she knew it. I said, well, you ought to yell at this other stupid bimbo you had working here, because she couldn't tell and she wanted to argue with me.
Hmm.
At least this girl said, oh no, I'm sorry. I gave you the sweet and you asked for unsweet. Sorry.
Well,
Your
actually,
husband, I'm sorry. We watched
got my donut this morning.
what did we watched last night? That girl kept saying she was sorry.
Oh. Rockford Files.
Yeah, we're watching all the old Rockford Files. I like that. And I found out if you ever go back and watch that show, it's on Ruco, and you can watch the whole series. I'm like on number 8 or something now, and we watch one a night usually, or one every now and then, and because we're getting ready to dump DirecTV, and we got T-Mobile. So watching this I told her last night. I said, this guy has never made any money in any other things. Like last night, he was supposed to get 5% of $750,000. He was supposed to get when they found this box full of stamps. This guy was in jail and he hid them, and So when they opened it up, it was a piece of paper and it was just a joke. The guy played on the two people, the girlfriend and the
His wife and her lover.
Yeah,
And it
that
was
was
his
his
best
best friend.
friend.
and so ended up they arrested him for trespassing on this, and the cop was mad because for the last 4 years he's been digging through this property trying to find the valuable money, and so every time he never gets anything.
You know, he always thinks he's going to make this score, you know, he's going to make all this money. And I guess I didn't think about it because he charges $200 a day plus expenses.
Half of them don't even pay it.
I know. And then they were always like, that's really expensive. And I'm thinking for private eye, but I guess I'm thinking now, and this is in the 70s. So probably $200 a day.
I like to watch it because it's part of California. So you see him up in Malibu because that's where the trailer used to be. It's a restaurant there in Malibu is where not the original one, but then now by the time you watch the third or fourth series, his dad changed too. First couple of times wasn't the same dad he has now. Had them. And but I really like to watch. I like to see buildings and I try to see where they're at. And it's not when I watch Live
What you called
PD
me?
when they're down in Daytona and when they're in Fullerton. I like to look and see if I can figure out where they're at. Like the other day, they had a fight over at the theater there, and it's right across from the International Speedway.
Yeah.
All them kids were fighting.
Yeah. At that fancy mall.
Yeah.
That's what he has, Roku, in his RV.
So,
Well,
we
we've
went-
got T-Mobile. We get free Netflix, and now we get free Hulu.
end of the month.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
we're thinking,
Bye-bye.
well, we got a really great deal. I'm only paying $69 for DirecTV.
No.
We've had it from the very beginning when they came out with wireless TV. And so back then it was only
Streaming.
$20. It was $19.95 a month. And we had it for like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years. They never raised the price. Well, then AT&T bought them and then they jacked the price up. And then it went back to DirecTV. They changed the name
And they
back.
jacked
They
the
jacked the
price up
price again. But we do get ESPN. We get like there's 4 HBOs on there. But when you watch a stupid show, it's the same crap all the time.
Every night, the same movie is on at the same
Like
time.
vacation movie for Christmas.
Christmas vacation.
Must have been on every single night, 5 times in a row on 4 different stations. And it's like, and so we look at it where Ruco, one of them I looked at last night, has like 400 channels.
Wow.
And a lot of them is they get some Mexican channels and they got some sports
Okay.
channels. But I mean, I found one that had live PD on it because there's only a few things that I really like to watch. And so if those are on there, but I mean, I do like the old shows too. Back when TV was TV, and Rockford Files. I kind
I
of
watched
watched,
Bewitched the other night. I liked Bewitched.
and I watched a little bit of Steve, $6 Million Man, but it wasn't as good as.
Or no, the Fall Guy we watched.
Oh, I watched that, but last night when you were
Oh.
taking a bath, I had $6 Million Man
Oh.
on, and it was somebody. They didn't have that part.
They did.
Somebody was trying to kidnap him,
Oh.
and it was really
They want
starting
to
off.
know how much he was worth. I heard
Yeah.
that.
It was dragging on, and I was like, I'm done with this. I'm cooking it with that
Gunsmoke.
Rockford time. Yeah.
Gunsmoke.
Rawhide.
All
Back
those.
when Clint Eastwood was,
Rifleman.
yeah, he was gay, and he was.
So was who was that?
But it's neat to go back. Like we've been watching The Love Boat, just to go back and see the people that are on there. And it's like there's one guy that sounds like what's that guy from back in the 40s and 50s that did movies? Cary Grant.
Oh.
Had a deep voice, and I'm like, who is that guy?
It was Gregory Peck.
Yeah, but that wasn't who it is. And I'm like, I don't know who this guy is, but he's got that red voice. He sounds really good. And it's like, I don't know. He's been on there a couple times now, but it's funny to go in there and see the people that are on those old shows, and which aren't around anymore. We watched some of the old Saturday Night Live. You're gonna bang yourself in the head again?
Yeah, I'm trying to get you.
And on the old Saturday Night Live when John Belushi and all them, Steve,
Gil
Martin,
Red
all, yeah, all that was on. We watched some of that, and some of it is I'd rather. Which we kind of got this buck when we started traveling because we got the antenna on the trailer, and we would turn on that. We watched a bunch of like at my sister's house and had Adam 12 on.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know if it was my sister's house. What we were watching Adam 12 all the time? Was it?
Mindy's.
She had it.
Mindy's.
Too. It seemed like so was it down at Mindy's.
I think.
She had it on with 2 hours. They have and then Judge Judy's on after that. I like to watch the old Judge Judy's.
Oh yeah, and they were like flipping out. If we got to watch Judge Judy again tonight,
6 o'clock. What the hell else you gonna
well,
watch?
it's better than watching Wheel of Fortune, I guess. That's what a lot of people watch.
She likes the Game Network.
Mhm.
because if they're
Well, I
all day
would,
long,
if that would sell me on anything, if they had the
Hit
game network.
on
The Roku does?
the Ruco's got it. They had the Newlywed Game and the Password and all that was on there. They had channels with all that.
That's my favorite thing. I
She
can
likes to
watch
play
that
games.
all
She's a
night.
big game player.
I do. Because somebody is not. I
No,
probably
it's
haven't
me.
played a game in 40 years.
No. Look at your kids
Not very often.
when you don't bring it up.
Because somebody poo-poos it.
If you're doing stuff with them, I don't care what you're doing.
Well, and then you sitting there in the other room and sulk. Starsky and
you
Hutch. I know we saw that. David Soul passed away.
And then one of the channels, it's Hulu, I guess it's got Lost in Space. I had seen that a while back and it was still pretty good. I like the old original Lost in Space. I was a kid back then watching that.
Did you have lunch in Lost in Space lunchbox?
I don't know what was on my lunchbox. Didn't tell you.
I think mine was just red. I don't think I had anybody on. Didn't have no cartoon characters, the Flintstones or the Jetsons or any of that. Game night, Bob. He doesn't like to play games.
Long time ago, we used to play Monopoly and things like that.
I
It
hate
just-
Monopoly.
It just drags the games on
Yes.
and stuff.
I don't.
And we've done charades and stuff like that, but it's
Pictionary. I like that. I like all that stuff.
that's good. I'm happy for you.
I know, because
Just
you
saying,
never
I
get
know.
to do it though.
Two people can't play Pictionary.
Huh?
Two people can't. You're
You
supposed to
could.
play like couples or something.
Lost in Space was my favorite.
Will Robinson. That robot,
Danger, danger.
that robot is someplace in
Smithsonian.
no, it's someplace else. I seen a YouTube video the other day about it,
Hmm.
about the original one. But they remade it and used it in a different movie, and then somebody got it and rebuilt it back to what it was.
I like the original Buck Rogers or the Space Odyssey 2000. I don't know. The one guy that came in and he had the little thing that, and he was a
That was
robot.
back
He
when Mork
talked.
and Mindy. That's why our daughter's name's Mindy, from Mork and Mindy.
I liked Robin Williams and I loved Andover. BC game night. I like Risk for a board game. I don't know. When my mom and we used to play poker and
Uno.
Uno. When I was little, we played poker. There was no Uno when I was little. And then we never really played like Crazy Eights and all that stuff. We played poker. That's Penny Annie. And that's what we used to play. My aunts and uncles would come over and that's what we play.
Because they got Uno. I played Uno before. But games are just boring to me.
Because he doesn't like to lose.
I played before games we played.
I don't know. He likes chess. I never liked chess.
Used to. I don't know if I can still play it. A long time.
Checkers.
Grandma
Lost in Space on Netflix is pretty good. They got it on Netflix? Or is that a new series? You know how they got new Magnum PI and they've got the new, what's that other show? Hawaii Five-0.
Yeah, we can't watch any of that crap.
It's just not the
It
same.
sucks.
Uh,
So we're just looking at
Girl,
changes.
Girl, and
We're thinking about, since we're getting the Hulu, we might go with Peacock or Paramount Plus, 'cause it's only like $5.99 commercials. So we might add one of those. I don't know yet. So probably as soon as we hit the road here, we'll probably cancel our DirecTV. Say the heck with it.
Yeah, then if you ever want to start it up again, then we're
Probably.
screwed.
Mainly
don't
we
need to
kept it
watch
kind of for the kids in case they want to come in and they want to watch sports and stuff. But a lot of them end up, like our one son-in-law who never comes out anymore. He has it where you can just go,
He's got that red station, red TV.
so he can just log in on our phone, our TV, and he'll watch it then
Yeah.
when he's here. So it's, if you,
You
we're
watch
thinking
like
about-
5 games at the same time.
our son-in-law can get one of those jailbreaks, Amazon sticks. The guy wants
Fire
like
stick.
100 and something bucks a year.
$130 to get it. That's for the stick and for him to break it. And then $100 a year after that.
Well, he might do that and
Something
get something like that. We had something like that. We watched it at his house, and yeah, I kind of get all the sports and stuff with that.
Oh, is that what it was, Twiggy? Yeah, I guess it was. That robot that he wore around his neck
I remember the show.
was Twiggy. What was it? Ziggy. We did watch that too. That wasn't as good
That
either.
was Back to the Future.
Quantum.
But that was the very first episode.
Quantum Leap.
That was very.
Yeah, he
first.
didn't know who he was.
I think that was. If you watch probably later on.
Yeah,
it would've
that was
been
one of
a
my
little bit.
favorite shows.
A lot of times we go back and look at the very first one, but a lot of times like that, I don't know if we would, because we were watching CSI and she got kind of freaked out at night. Too much.
Well,
blood
it
and
was
gore.
just, I don't know. I mean, we were watching 3 or 4 episodes every single night, and it's like, all right, I can't sleep at night anymore. There's too much going on. Watch it once a week or one episode every couple nights is fine, but not every single night. I didn't realize how much blood and guts and gore they showed. They showed like everything. I don't know. First episode, I remember that where the guy was driving down the road or running down the road and he had a stake in the back of his head. He was still alive. And when they pulled it out, he died. That was the first episode I ever remember of CSI. And then the people all dressed up in weird suits,
Animals.
animal
having sex.
costumes. That was a weird one
People
too.
on the weird things.
Yep. I know a guy. Captain Kangaroo.
Yeah.
Howdy Doody, of course.
Never was a big
and
howdy doody guy.
Dodgeball Game. I think that was before our time. My
Mhm.
mom was a Howdy Doody guy.
Kind of guy.
Liked him. I don't know. And we used to have Mr. Patches and
That was-
Ultraman. Remember
was-
Ultraman? That was on Channel 30.
When was Howdy Doody on?
It was in the 50s.
Howdy Doody time went on. Yeah, it was over.
47 to 1960. So
Yeah.
see, we weren't born yet. I like the original.
What
Yeah, the
year
other
did
thing I never
Captain
really
Kangaroo?
watched was the Mickey Mouse Club.
Jeez, Captain Kangaroo was on until 1984.
55 and 19. Yeah, because our kids watched Captain Kangaroo. Well, not for long. 1984. Minnie was born in 85. Must have been reruns.
9 years.
We looked to see if
When
he.
was Mr. Patch's show on? I don't think it was called Mr. Patches.
Yes, it was.
It's a 70s TV show.
Was it in St. Louis?
Oh, you didn't say your favorite show. That was
Corky the Clown?
no, when Croft and thing, that little boy, the weird old
Uh.
Puff the Magic Dragon or whatever it was.
And
HR Puff and stuff.
HR Puff and
That was
stuff
your
and
favorite show.
Sigmund.
That
the
was
sea
when
monster.
you go back and look that up. The guy that made that movie was stoned the whole time when he made
It
that
was
TV show.
Sid Croft,
Yeah.
I think.
They were stoned when
That
they made
and
that.
Sigmund the Sea Monster. That was on at the same time. And Land of the Lost. That was like when we were in high school. That was on Saturday mornings when the only time you could watch TV as a kid because no other time had Mr.
Oh,
Patches.
this is one you think of.
For us to journey to the little castle. For cartoons and fun with everyone's friend, Mr. Patches. And
Here he is.
There he is. Was he the same guy that did Corky the Clown?
No, boy, he looks kind of weird. I don't remember. He looks a little weird. I wouldn't let my kids watch that show. What was the other one? Corky Clown. No, Corky Clown was in St. Louis
He
too.
was a
When was Corky Clown on TV?
he was the meteorologist on Channel
Yeah.
5 News. And then
1954 to 1980.
yeah, he was on a long time too, Corky the Clown. I don't know. Those are stuff we and Ultraman. That was black and you didn't
Speed
watch
Racer.
Ultraman Speed Racer.
That was, she was in love with Speed
I
Racer.
was. I had a crush on him. You could chase him around the bed.
There's Corky Clown.
He was on Saturday mornings too. Not sure if you guys see any of my videos, but hopefully you were
I did. I looked at it. I looked
No.
at your video. I made a
not
comment.
intentional on the early editing. Believe me, we get it. It's not as easy as it looks, is it? Don't pay anybody to jailbreak a Fire Stick. It is easy to do. You can do it yourself. Let us know how.
Probably an app on it.
No, is it? I don't
Probably.
know.
Used to be. I don't know if it's.
So if you here, where's our little thing? Banners. Oops.
No, what'd you do?
There. Email us. Let us know how to do it. I know I did something. Oh, where'd I go? That one, Mr. Rogers. That was our daughter's favorite TV show. She loved him. I don't know what I hit, but
I
you're
know what
already been on 2 hours.
Holy Jennifer Jupiter's Batman.
Good night. Do you need me to call you, Writer X? Because I did call you back today. Sorry, I forgot Johnny Quest. I didn't like him. That was too
I watched Johnny Quest.
technical or whatever. It was a
No.
boy show. I don't like that.
Did scary things.
I don't know. He had the
Johnny Quest. And he had that. No, that Johnny Quest.
helmet.
That was his buddy.
Well, whatever. I don't,
The-
I don't know. It's
the
probably
guy.
because of my dad. My dad was
Johnny
extremely
Quest.
prejudiced. Have a
Yeah,
Ripper
see?
Writer X. Yeah, I didn't like that. I didn't like Johnny Quest. That wasn't my thing. Thanks, Rowan, and we will, you too. So, Writer X, well, you'll get to meet Rowan. He's going to Sturgis in 2025. Well, you're going this year. Maybe you'll go next year. You'll like it so much. All right.
So I keep telling
we have
everybody,
2 hours.
this year and next year is going to be the two best years ever to go to Sturgis. The 84th and the 85th. If you miss those, they ain't no use ever going again.
No guarantee on what's going to happen after that.
And be a great experience and all that. Somebody else, Rowan, something. Rowan
Yep.
been hanging around.
My favorite Martian. I like that.
Did those antennas come out behind the back of his head? Yeah, well, that's what I said.
With his finger, he would do stuff. He didn't twitch his nose like Bewitched. He'd use his finger. What? He did. That was another one of my favorite shows. Love it, guys. Good night.
All right, so with that, we're going to leave it.
We're going to leave too. So see you later.
Thanks
Right,
for dinner. You don't want you to call him?
He didn't say. I'll call me when this is over if you want to talk. Clint said, might as well go both years. There you go. Nothing wrong with that. I will give you a call tomorrow on my way home. I can stay awake. Okay. Sounds good. A lot of people call me when they're driving. So they
Sweet
should
Virginia.
stay awake. Yeah. Good night, Frank. Harley says, Harley Frank. I have a ripper, Bob and Tim. Always love you guys. Love you too. Good night. Good night, John. There's John. Good night, John boy. Fun on wheels. Says, good night, you guys. Keep up the hard work. Will do.
You keep chugging along too?
Yeah. And we'll see you on the road somewhere. You going to be in Daytona? Let us know.
Gotta get it close so I can turn it off. Bye.